Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, into Crestwood, Illinois on a beautiful Wednesday morning. I'm Sam Jolly, bringing you all the action here as the Evansville Otters are set to take on the Windy City Thunderbolts in Game 2 of this 3-game set here from Standard Bank Stadium. The Otters will hand the ball to Randy Wynn for his first start of the season. Randy's been the stalwart out of the pen thus far this year for Evansville, and just over 8 innings pitched. He's pitched the tune of a 2.45 ERA, as well as 1 win and 1 loss. That loss coming in his first appearance of the season, and since then he's pitched magnificently, most recently on Sunday when he threw 3 innings of scoreless baseball to pick up the win as the Otters clinched a series victory over the Normal Corn Belters. Opposing him will be Southpaw Patrick Ledet, one of the top pitchers in the Frontier League thus far this season. He's 2-0 with a 0.60 ERA. The Thunderbolts pitching staff, as evidenced last night, has been superb this season. They allowed only 2 runs last night, but their offense could not muster a run of their own as the Evansville staff pitched a shutout of their own. A combination of Luke Rennie, Keanu Cummings, and Mitchell Laker combined for the shutout. We're just about set for the national anthem here from Standard Bank Stadium, so we'll step away for just a moment and return with first pitch and lineups here in this one. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball here on the Otters Digital Network, brought to you by Kruckemeyer and Kahn.
You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 business days before any digging project. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
Sheet Metal Workers Local 20 and SMACNA, the Sheet Metal and Air Conditioning Contractors National Association, have the most qualified sheet metal and HVAC contractors in the Evansville area. To find a list of our qualified union contractors, visit unionsheetmetalindustry.com.
Hi, I'm Bill Morgan of Bill Morgan Roofing and Construction. I've built a reputation of doing quality work that will stand the test of time. We didn't get here by knocking on doors, talking gibberish, or trying to be the lowest bid. You don't like to be sold to, and that's not what we do. My philosophy is simple: treating your home like it's my own, from start to finish. For roofing, gutters, siding, give us a call at Bill Morgan Roofing and Construction. Roofing the right way. 812-499-5892 or BillMorganRoofing.com.
National anthem has been sung, which means we're ready to get things going here from Standard Bank Stadium at 10:35 start, as it's Kids Day here at the ballpark as kids line the stands as they're out from school for a day at the ballpark, and a beautiful day it is here in Crestwood, Illinois. A balmy 84 degrees, but doesn't really feel like it here at the ballpark, with a slight breeze blowing across, not heavy enough to take the flags anywhere or push a baseball in or out of play, but just enough to keep you cool on a hot day, as it's an absolute beautiful day. Few clouds in the sky, but blue skies other than that. Sunshine bathing the entire field here for Windy City, as Patrick Ledet steps out to the mound to begin this ball game. So we'll go through the Otters starting lineup. Remember, today's starting lineups are brought to you by Mr. Quick Pick, here to provide you the roadside service you deserve. Call Mr. Quick Pick at 812-496-2321. Virtually the same lineup for the Otters as last night, except for 2 changes down to the bottom, and we'll get to that. Top third of the lineup: Ryan Long in left, Zach Wells in center, Toby Thomas at short, followed by Jeff Gardner in right, Travis Harrison at third. Brandon Doolin, with the solo home run yesterday, switches to designated hitter tonight, or this morning rather, as Caleb Eldridge, who's batting 7th, will man first base. And then the 2 changes in the lineup is Mike Rizzatello swaps in for Luis Velorio, and Pedro Barrios starts in place of Manny Cruz here in this one. So that's your starting 9 for the Otters, as Patrick Ledet, the southpaw, out on the mound for Windy City, completes his warm-up pitches. He'll form the battery with Balkwell behind the plate, left to right in the outfield, Day, Edwards, and Beck around the infield, Crane at short, Lalonde at shortstop, Zier at second base, and Straub at first. Your infield for the Windy City Thunderbolts coming into today 5-4. They've lost now 2 in a row. as they dropped another low-scoring affair last night to Evansville, 2-0. Their offense still just as anemic as it's been all season long, as another beautiful start wasted by Zach Westcott. 7 innings, 11 strikeouts, but nothing to show for it as he goes to 0-2 on the season. Now Ryan Long steps to the plate to get things going, a left-on-left matchup to begin the ball game. As Ledet into the wind, fires a first pitch on the inside corner, and we're underway at 10:37 a.m., 83 degrees. Just a slight breeze throughout the ballpark. Pretty good crowd on hand. Bunch of students in the stands. The 0-1 pushes Long off the plate as it's inside for ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ledet towing the third base side of the rubber, but working from the middle of it. The 1-1 rolled softly on the ground to short. Shortstop Lalonde charges fields, throws across his body just in time to get the speedy Long, who was hustling out of the box. And it's a 6-3 put out to begin the ball game. Evansville in the Western Division now a half game back of first place as they're sitting at 6-4. The top 2 teams in the division both at 6-3. So Evansville with a win this morning, the only morning game in the Frontier League, they could become tied for first place depending on how the rest of the night goes. But with a win this morning, they at very least can head to the nightcaps knowing that they're tied for first, as the first pitch to Zach Wells is on the outside corner for strike 1. So Patrick Ledet now 2-0 on the season. Has thrown 2 consecutive starts of 7 innings as he hits the inside corner on Wells, quickly 0-2 on Zach. 7 innings apiece against both River City and Florence, both starts at home, so Ledet very comfortable here in this ballpark. He's given up just 1 earned run. He struck out 9 in those 14 innings and walked just 2 as well. The 0-2 pitch. Wells takes down and in for ball 1, 1 ball and 2 strikes. This is Ledet's second season with Windy City. He signed last year on July 14th. Finished the season out with them. Now returns for a second year as the 1-2 pitch is a fastball up and away for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ledet spent 4 years at Stephen F. Austin, the Lumberjacks down in Texas. 6 foot, 175-pound lefty, the 2-2. Lined right back up the middle. That'll be a base hit as on one hop, the center fielder Edwards is able to pick it up and get it back in, and it's a 1-out single for Zach Wells. Good piece of hitting there for Wells, just taking what he's given. Not trying to do too much, just a simple liner back through the box, and the Otters have their first hit of the ball game. And Wells is at first base for Toby Thomas, who extended his hitting streak and on base streak last night in his final plate appearance. Double down the left field line that gave the Otters an important insurance run. So he stands in now from the right side. Ledet's first pitch. This is upstairs for ball 1, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. One 0 pitch is a changeup that drifts too far outside for ball 2, and Thomas suddenly ahead in the count now. 2 balls and no strikes. Thomas finished yesterday 1 for 4. So he had trouble against Zach Westcott, but finally got a hit off the reliever for Windy City as the 2-0 pitch is a fastball on the outside half. 2 balls and 1 strike. Wells with a lead off of first, 1 away, top half of the first inning. 2-1 home to Thomas, who swings and misses late on the fastball. Was looking for an off-speed pitch to drive, but the smoke blows by him. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two pitch misses outside on Toby, and the count's now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. We'll see whether or not Wells will be off from first. He was caught stealing for the first time this year yesterday back in the first inning. That was to end the inning with Jeff Gardner at the plate. Now Ledet set, and a move over to first as Zach's back in standing. Count still full, 3-2. On deck is Mr. Gardner. He occupies the 4 spot for the Otters as he has done virtually all season long, save 1 game when he did not start. Now the payoff pitch, Wells runs, and it's popped up behind home plate. Catcher Balkwell gives it a look, but that's up into the stands. And Toby stays alive. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch one more time. Wells does not run, and once again it's popped up behind home plate by Thomas. He stays alive, still 3-2. No score, top half of the first inning. Otters have a runner at first and a 3-2 count on Toby Thomas. But before the next payoff pitch, another throw over to first has Wells back in standing. So with 1 away, the Thunderbolts have their middle infield positioned at double play depth. Outfield playing straight up, little shallow and right. Payoff pitch again, runner does not go, and Thomas takes upstairs for ball 4. First walk of the game allowed by Ledette. And the Otters had something cooking here in the top half of the first inning with runners at first and second and 1 away. That'll bring up Jeff Gardner with a chance to drive home an early run for the Otters. We waited until the 7th inning for our first one last night. As he takes high and tight for ball 1, 1-0. One 1-0 pitch coming home. Way up and in as Gardner has to bend out of the way. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Ledette not with his best control so far in this one. He's only walked 2 men all season long. And is halfway to that mark already in this game as he just walked Thomas. Now down in the count 2-0 on Gardner, who's 1 for 4 yesterday with a double into the right center field gap. Jeff pops one up behind home plate out of play. Took a healthy hack on a 2-1 offering. Comes up empty though, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Left on left matchup. Ledette looks back to second. Wells with a healthy lead, the 2-1. Just off the outside corner, maybe a touch above the belt as well. Gardner now in a real hitter's count, 3 balls and 1 strike. Wells at second, Thomas at first with just 1 away. Both Rennie and Westcott yesterday pitched 6 innings scoreless to begin the game. But Ledette in danger here of allowing a run in the first. 3-1. Gardner pops it up on the third base side, but that one's drifting out of play where it'll land. For the second straight hitter, it's a 3-2 count. We'll see if Andy McCauley wants to get aggressive down in the third base coach's box. He has good speed on the base as well as has stolen a couple bags this season. Thomas at first is 0 for 1 in steals, but still rather fleet of foot for a middle infielder. So the 3-2 count on Gardner, who does strike out quite a bit. So we'll see what the runners do here. Payoff pitch, they do not go, and Gardner swings and misses. The high fastball, it's the first strikeout of the game for Ledette, and a big second out here in the first. So the Otters have the offense that leads the league in scoring, is second in the league in batting average as well. But the one bugaboo for this squad is the strikeout, particularly with runners in scoring position, as is the case there for Gardner. As Travis Harrison now steps to the plate, left on right matchup, watches a fastball tail outside for ball 1. 2 away, runners still at first and second, top half of the first inning. Otters looking to crack the scoreboard first. But tongues tied here in the early morning, still very early for everybody, as the 1-0 pitch is down and in on Harrison. He lays off an off-speed pitch, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. So early on, Ledet unable to work ahead in the count on these Otters hitters, something that Zach Westcott was able to do so well last night, jumping ahead of Evansville hitters and staying there as well. 2-0 pitch to Harrison. Fouled straight back to the screen. Had a good fastball to hit, and he knew it. So he slams his bat up against the toe of his cleat, lamenting the pitch. He just was not able to square up, but he'll have another shot. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 away. 2 men aboard. No score. Top half of the first inning. Otters and Thunderbolts. 2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Fastball gets by Harrison at the letters. And the count now even as the deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 runners aboard here in the top half of the first inning. Windy City now 5-4 on the season, a game and a half back in their division, the Eastern Division, as the Otters just a half game back in the West. As I mentioned previously, a win early in the morning could tie them for first. The 2-2. Little number out to the second baseman, Zier, who ranges towards the first base bag and fields and throws out Harrison at first to retire the side. So a little sham shot off the bat of Harrison, and he's retired easily to end the Otters' threat here in the top half of the first inning. We'll go to the bottom half of the first inning. Randy Wynn ready to make his first start of the season. It's still no score here between the Otters and the Thunderbolts. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball here on the Kruckemeyer and Kahn Otters Digital Network.
Your digging project may be no matter how urban or rural. You must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Indiana 811.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier and Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier and Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the Tri-State, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier and Press can be found online at courierandpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier and Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations: west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
To the bottom half of the first inning we go as Randy Wynn makes his first start of the season. He rocks and fires a first pitch outside to Tim Zier, and it's 1 ball and no strikes on the Thunderbolts leadoff hitter. Randy Wynn forms the battery today with Mike Rizzatello behind the plate. And remember that this pitcher and catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East, as the 1-0 pitch is ripped on the ground to third, knocked down by Harrison, down to his knees to pick it up and throws out Zier at first on the tough play. Great job by Harrison, who was playing in on the grass at third. Just like a hockey goalie, blocking it, recovering the ball, picking it up and throwing over to first to get Zier for the first out here in the bottom half of the first inning. Remember, with Rizzatello and Wynn as your pitcher-catcher battery, you can find all your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call 812-475-9000. First pitch to the second hole hitter, David Oppenheim's on the inside half for strike 1, and Wynn, working quickly, now offers the 0-1, and it's flown in the air down the left field line. Long run for Long, but he gets there towards the line, coming in towards the infield to retire Oppenheim for the second out very quickly here in the bottom half of the first. I'll bring up Tyler Straub as we barely had a chance to introduce Mr. Randy Wynn before he's already gotten 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Now he rocks and fires. First pitch strike on the inside corner to Straub. It's 0-1. Randy coming into today, 1-1, 2.45 ERA, and 8 1/3 innings pitched. So he wheels and deals the 0-1. Swung on and missed. Good slider. And Straub can't connect, and it's quickly 0-2 as Randy's looking for his first strikeout of the game. This is also his first start of the season. He's been a starter his whole career, and now the 0-2. Swung on and missed. Fastball ties up Straub, and just like that, Randy wins through an easy bottom half of the first inning. We'll go to the second, still scoreless here between the Evansville Otters and the Windy City Thunderbolts. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Kruckemeyer and Kahn Otters Radio Network.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vandenberg or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
The Hoosier Lottery began selling lottery tickets on October 13, 1989. Since then, the Hoosier Lottery has offered hundreds of different games, awarded prizes to millions of players, and given billions of dollars to the state of Indiana. The Hoosier Lottery's mission is to responsibly provide innovative and entertaining lottery games for the benefit of the citizens of Indiana. To learn more about the Hoosier Lottery, visit them online at HoosierLottery.com. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Chapter 16, would like to take time to say, Go Otters! The IBEW Local 16's jurisdiction includes 13 counties in southwestern Indiana, as well as Wabash County in Illinois. Its members are divided into several categories of electrical work, including inside construction, maintenance electric, residential wiring, and sign classifications. More information on IBEW Local 16 can be found online at IBEW16.net.
Brandon Doolin leads things off here in the top half of the second inning. No score between the Thunderbolts and the Otters as Doolin takes a curveball down and away for ball 1-0. And remember, the Otters will face off against the Windy City Thunderbolts tomorrow morning in the final game of this 3-game set. The 1-0 is skied out to right field, not very deep, in a few steps, comes back, now drifting to his right, drifts a little bit more before putting it away to retire. Doolin just caught out a little bit on his front foot for the first out here in the top half of the second. The Otters face off against Windy City for the third and final time tomorrow morning at 10:35 a.m. here from Standard Bank Stadium. You can follow the action by listening here on the Kruckemeyer and Kahn Otters Digital Network. You can also follow along at FrontierLeague.com or by following the Evansville Otters on Twitter and Facebook. First pitch to the next hitter, Caleb Eldridge. It's a fastball that misses just a little bit down and in, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Eldridge was 0 for 4 yesterday. Now playing the field in this game as he and Doolin swap spots. 1-0 pitch is a backup slider that snaps the inside corner for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. No score, top half of the second inning between Evansville and Windy City. As Ledette rocks and fires a 1-1 pitch. It's a slider swung on and missed by Eldridge as he goes chasing. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Strikeouts are a big problem for Evansville as they have 3 of the top 5 most strikeout-prone hitters in the league. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and there is another strikeout for the Otters early on in this one. As Eldridge goes down swinging for the second strikeout of the game through an inning and 2/3 for Ledette, and with quickly 2 away, that'll bring up Mike Rizzatello. Coming in today, Zach Wells, Travis Harrison, and Caleb Eldridge all in the top 5 for strikeouts in the league. So Rizzatello stands in from the right side and takes a first pitch strike that splits the middle, 0-1. Harrison, 14 strikeouts on the year. Wells with 14 as well, and now Eldridge up to 18. As Rizzatello checks his swing on the 0-1 offering and is able to hold up in time for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ledet working quickly, wheels and deals the 1-1. Pitch misses just a bit low on Rizzatello as it crosses the plate at the ankles, and Mike's ahead in the count 2-1. Rizzatello did not start yesterday as Luis Velorio went 2 for 3 doing the catching, and now Rizzatello takes outside for ball 3. He's in a hitter's count, 3-1. Rizzatello and Barrios, the only 2 new insertions into the Otters lineup, as opposed to yesterday. The 3-1 big swing and a miss from Rizzatello. Trying to put the Otters on the board in a hurry, but comes up empty, and the count now full, 3-2, 2 outs, top half of the second inning. Patrick Ledet looking for back-to-back scoreless frames. The payoff pitch, he misses upstairs for ball 4. His second walk of the game. He's now doubled his walk total for the season. He had walked only 2 to begin the year, and now he's already walked 2 through an inning and 2/3 here tonight. I'll bring up Pedro Barrios. Barrios, second baseman today for the Otters. He takes a first pitch strike right down the middle, 0-1. Just his 3rd start of the season. Manny Cruz has been the day-to-day second baseman this season and main double play partner for Toby Thomas up in the middle, but Barrios getting a chance here today. Rizzatello now at first base, 2 away, 0-1 pitch. Takes a pitch just a little bit upstairs as he started and stopped his swing. Catcher Balkwell turns back to the home plate umpire to ask where that pitch was. So it was just a little bit above the belt, but no call for Ledet. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The pitch off of Barrios' thumbs as he shoots it foul on the first base side. It drops there over the head of Straub at first base, and quickly Pedro down on the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rizzatello with a short lead over at first. Barrios in a good crouch at the plate, the 1-2. Fastball sails up and away for ball 2. Count now level, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So if nothing for the Otters early on, they've been working very deep counts against Ledet. And that's not for nothing, as although the Windy City starting staff has been stellar this season, their bullpen has struggled as Barrios swings and misses at a high fastball. For strike 3, he goes fishing. 3rd strikeout of the game for Ledet in this one. We'll go to the bottom half of the second inning. It's the Evansville Otters nothing, and the Windy City Thunderbolts nothing as well. You've been listening to Evansville Otters Baseball here on the Otters Digital Network, brought to you by Kruckemeyer and Kahn.
Hi, this is Joe Townsend from JMT Restoration. We are proud to be a sponsor of the 2016 Frontier Champion Evansville Otters. If you ever have a mold or water restoration issue in your home or business, give us a call at 812-205-5384. JMT Restoration Service, where professional work meets affordable pricing. Remember, go Otters!
The Tri-State Area Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at myMarathonStation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is Fueling the American Spirit.
Why Old National Bank? Old National Bank began in 1834 with just one room and a passion for helping people prosper. Today, we are honored and grateful to be the financial partner for so many businesses, families, and individuals like you. From our commitment to safety and security to our promise of service that will exceed your expectations, we want to be your bank for life. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
So after a very quick bottom half of the first inning, Randy Wynn goes out for the bottom half of the second to take on the middle of the order for Windy City as he fires a called strike one to Riley Crane. It's quickly 0-1. Randy has just been stellar so far today, and also his last few outings, as the 0-1's foul tipped into the mid of Rizzatello, and Crane quickly down on the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Randy has now gone back-to-back outings without allowing a run this season. So the 0-2's fouled away by Crane. Started the season off with 2 innings of shutout ball against Washington. Then in an inning in just 1/3 of an inning, Randy allowed 2 runs on the 13th against Washington. And since then, it's been 5 innings of shutout baseball. So the 0-2 is tapped softly to the ground to the second baseman Barrios, who charges in fields, throws underhand to Eldridge at first to retire Crane easily. Nifty play there from Barrios. Yes, he had to charge and run a good bit of a way before tossing underhand to retire Crane at first for the first out here in the bottom half of the second. I'll bring up Larry Balkwill, one of the key returners for the Thunderbolts this season. Had 20 home runs as a catcher. Always love it when your catcher can provide a little bit of pop to the offense. Takes a first pitch strike on the inside corner from Wynn, 0-1. Randy, this is his first start of the season. He started the past 2 years while playing in the United Shore Professional Baseball League for the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers. 0-1. Slider misses outside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Randy said his last start came last year on September 10th in the championship game for that league. 1-1 pitch. Ripped right back up the middle. That'll be a base hit as the line drive lands behind the second base bag and rolls on into center. It's the first hit of the game for Windy City, and Balkwill's aboard at first with 1 away. So the first mistake pitch for Randy today goes for a line drive single right back through the box, and that'll bring up Darius Day, who was 0 for 2 in yesterday's ball game. Middle infield at double play depth. Third baseman Harrison playing in on the grass, guarding against a potential bunt. And Day does show bunt, but takes right down the middle for strike 1 as he pulls it back. No balls and 1 strike. Day choking up just a little bit on the handle so you can see the knob. So when Roxon fires the 0-1 pitch, sent straight back to the screen as an inside fastball. Tied up Day, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Fans, remember, Thunderbolt Pass Golf Course has the best golf rates in town, now offering 18 holes with a cart for just $18. Don't forget the dollar drafts and $5 pitchers of ice-cold beer. Come and visit the Bolt. Thunderbolt Pass Golf Course, a supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. 0-2 is popped up foul behind home, and Day able to stay alive, still no balls and 2 strikes. These two teams could not be any more different when they take the diamond. Wynn throws back over to first, Balkwill back in standing. The Otters mainly an offensive juggernaut with good enough starting pitching to get them by, and then a bullpen that holds it down near the end. Wynn comes set, the 0-2. Just a little bit inside as Wynn thought he caught the corner, but he can't get the call from Mike Fichter behind the plate, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Evansville hits the ball out of the ballpark. They are tied for first in the league for home runs with 12, as opposed to Windy City, who has just 1 long ball in the season. They're dead last, the Frontier League in offense. So the 1-2 is fouled away down the left field side out of play, and Day stays alive. 1 ball and 2 strikes. But Windy City does lead the league in pitching, a staff ERA under 2. Their starting pitching has allowed just 5 runs in their past 60-plus innings this season. Just absolutely amazing. So 1-2 comes home again. It's a pop fly out to center field. Center fielder Wells drifts over to the left center field gap. Coming in towards the infield, he puts it away. And Day flies out to center for the second out here in the second. It'll be up to Blair Beck to keep the frame going. So Windy City at 5-4 in the season, despite their fantastic pitching. They've only scored 22 runs on the season through 9 games. So just over 2 runs a game for this team. First pitch home to Beck is fouled straight back, 0-1. Beck hitting from the right side, was 0 for 3 last evening, hitting in the 9 spot, now moves up to the 7 hole for today's game. As Ishmael Edwards, who had led off yesterday, moves all the way down to 9. Win from the set, holds, highlight kick the 0-1. Slider gets the inside corner as it front doors on Beck, who takes it for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Windy City with a very good defensive ball club. Evansville, the worst fielding percentage in the league, as the 0-2 pitch is a slider that's roped out into left field for a base hit. Past the reach of the shortstop Thomas on the line, and it's a 2-out single for Blair Beck. That slider had Beck out on his front foot, but Randy couldn't get it far enough off the plate. Beck was still able to just throw his bat at it, barreled it up, didn't hit it all that hard, but just hard enough to get by Thomas on into left field. So it's a 2-out single, and Windy City has their first scoring opportunity here in this ball game. Runners at first and second, 2 outs for Ransom Lalonde, the shortstop who was 0 for 3 last evening. Right-handed hitter, runners at first and second, 2 away. First pitch. Fastball popped up foul. That one will reach the seats on the right-hand side, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Wynn peers in for the sign, holds the ball behind his back. Now brings his hands together, set across from the chest, the 0-1. Bouncing ball out to the shortstop Thomas, who waits for it and goes the short way to second as he hits Barrios with the throw to retire. Beck at second base on the force out, and the inning is over. 2 hits in the frame, though, for Windy City. They leave 2 men on base, and we'll go to the top half of the 3rd inning. It's the Evansville Otters nothing and the Windy City Thunderbolts nothing. You've been listening to Evansville Otters Baseball here in the Otters Digital Network, brought to you by Kruckemeyer and Kahn.
You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 business days before any digging project. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
Sheet Metal Workers Local 20 and SMACNA, the Sheet Metal and Air Conditioning Contractors National Association, have the most qualified sheet metal and HVAC contractors in the Evansville area. To find a list of our qualified union contractors, visit unionsheetmetalindustry.com.
Hi, I'm Bill Morgan of Bill Morgan Roofing and Construction. I've built a reputation of doing quality work that will stand the test of time. We didn't get here by knocking on doors, talking gibberish, or trying to be the lowest bid. You don't like to be sold to, and that's not what we do. My philosophy is simple: treating your home like it's my own, from start to finish. For roofing, gutters, siding, give us a call at Bill Morgan Roofing and Construction, roofing the right way. 812-499-5892 or BillMorganRoofing.com.
Through 2 complete innings, still scoreless in this one. We went through 6 full frames yesterday before Brandon Doolin provided us with our first run of the game, and we're through 2 innings here, just 3 hits total. Both starters have faced a situation with runners at first and second, but both of them have come away unscathed. Patrick Ledet will have to deal with the top of the Otters lineup here in the top half of the 3rd inning. Ryan Long leads it off, followed by Zach Wells and Toby Thomas. Long grounded out to shortstop his first time up. Took a nice play from Lalonde to retire him. The first pitch is taken by Long at the knees over the outside half for strike 1. Ledet into his wind. The 0-1 pitch. Long shows bunt, but takes a breaking pitch that just can't find the outside black as catcher Balkwell held it there for a little bit, hoping to get the call, but he does not. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Long hitting from the left side against the southpaw Ledet. The 1-1 pitch pushes him just a little bit off the plate as he raises his arms to avoid getting grazed by the pitch, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. No runs on 1 hit thus far for Evansville. No runs on 2 hits for Windy City. The 2-1 pitch bends long backwards. Fastball is high and tight, and Ryan's in a hitter's count now. 3 balls and 1 strike. Outfield playing straight up for Long. Infield does the same, but the third baseman Crane playing just about even with the bag. 3-1 pitch, line down the right field line. That'll be a base hit. Over to cut it off is the right fielder Beck as he gets to it before the corner, but loses it trying to pick it up. Long had stopped at first, now goes into second, where he'll be safe following the fielding error by Beck in right. Great awareness from Ryan Long as he had taken a wide turn around first, had hit the brakes, seeing that Beck got to it quickly. But when he saw Beck lose it on the transfer, advances to second base. So it's a single and an error, allowing Long to get to second. The Otters have a runner in scoring position to begin the top half of the third. Fans, remember, whether you're searching for an exquisite diamond engagement ring, diamond anniversary band, dazzling earrings, or a gorgeous diamond bracelet, Kruckemeyer & Kahn is the place for extraordinary value and a pleasurable experience. Kruckemeyer & Kahn, a supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. So up steps Zach Wells, who lined a single up the middle his first time up. His time now called at the plate by the catcher, Balkwell. Wells steps out. It's Long at second base after the single and error by Beck out in right field allows him to take the extra base. Wells at the dish. Ledet looks back to second, first pitch home. So fastball at the belt on the outside half for strike 1. So right now all Andy McCauley hoping for is either a base hit from Wells if you want to get greedy, or just move Long from first to second for the ever-dependent Toby Thomas on deck. 0-1 pitch. Wells shows bunt and bounces it out in front of the plate. The catcher has no idea where it is, but Balkwell gets lucky as that ball hit out in front of home plate with enough backspin to bring it back into foul territory where he picks it up, because otherwise Wells would have had an easy base hit. Wells bunted it off the plate, took a high hop hit in fair territory where the backspin brought it back into foul ground where it's picked up by Balkwell, and now 0-2 on Wells. That didn't quite look like a sacrifice from Zach, more of a in-between sacrifice and drag bunt as he showed bunt late, hoping to maybe get a base hit out of it. So Long still at second, 0-2 count on Wells. The pitch, swung on and missed, pitch down to the dirt as it's caught cleanly by Balkwell, so no tag or throw to first base needed, and Wells is down on strikes swinging. The 4th punch out of the game already for Ledet. So up steps Toby Thomas with Long still at second base. Now 1 out, no score, top half of the 3rd inning. Line score is exactly the same for both squads except an error for Windy City. First pitch to Thomas. Takes a called strike on the outside third. It's 0-1. Toby drew a walk his first time up after a good battle with Ledet. Worked it to 3-2, fouled off a couple of really tough pitches before managing to lay off a high fastball for ball 4, the 0-1. Line drive single back through the box. That'll be a base hit. Being waved around third is Long. The throw from Edwards in center will be cut off by the first baseman Straub. Out in front of the mound, Long scores with a slide. So there's no play at the plate, and the Otters grab an early 1-0 lead. Toby Thomas just keeps on doing his thing. 11 straight games now. He's reached base and had a hit. As in all 11 games this season, he's done something productive for the offense. This time an RBI single to give Evansville the early 1-0 lead here in the top half of the 3rd. First pitch to Jeff Gardner nearly nicks him. He turns his back to the inside fastball. Nearly grazed his jersey, but he avoids it for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes, and Evansville grabs the early lead here in Game 2 of the 3-game set. Yesterday it took until the 7th inning, but today it takes only 3 as Gardner takes a fastball at the knees on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ledet comes set, looks over at first. Thomas with a strong lead. Pitch comes home, and it's popped up by Gardner on the third base side. Drifting out of play is where it'll land. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Gardner, who struck out swinging his first time up with runners at first and second and 1 away. Now hitting with Thomas at first and 1 away. Otters in front 1-0 on the Thomas RBI single. Left on left matchup. Ledet comes set below the belt. Short leg kick, the 1-2. Fastball at the letters, lead off by Gardner. That was the same pitch he struck out swinging on his first time up. This time he learns his lesson and lays off, and it's 2-2. On deck, Travis Harrison grounded out to second his first time up. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball just a little bit low as Jeff spits on it. The count runs full, 3-2. Same situation as his first time up. 3-2 count, runners on base. Andy McCauley elected to not send the runners the first time. We'll see if Thomas takes off from first here. Payoff pitch. Thomas does not run, and this one's roped in the air out to right field. Right fielder Beck going back. He looks up. That ball is gone. It's a 2-run home run for Jeff Gardner, and the Otters have jumped out to a 3-0 lead here in the top half of the third inning. So in a ballpark that had only seen 1 home run all season long, coming into this series, the Otters have now tripled that total as they've hit 2 of their own in the past 2 games. Gardner with a 2-run home run after Doolin hit a solo home run in game number 1. The Otters take a 3-0 lead. That's Gardner's second of the season. So now the first pitch to Travis Harrison's a fastball on the inside black. No balls and 1 strike. For Gardner, RBIs number 9 and 10. He's off to a strong start yet again this season. Now Harrison takes called strike 2, down and away, and he can't believe the call. Thought that pitch was down around his ankles. As he bends over at the waist and has a chat with the home plate umpire, Mike Fichter, to see where that pitch was. Travis now down quickly, 0-2, bases clear. Otters in front 3-0. With 1 away here in the top of the third, the 0-2. Fastball misses inside, close pitch, but good eye by Harrison. He counts 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch. Backdoor slider can't find the outside corner as Balkwell held it there, hoping to garner the call, but the count goes even, 2-2. 2-2 pitch. Harrison takes a call with strike 3, and he knew it that time. As buckled by looked like a little backdoor slider again. This time, Ledet able to get the plate. His 5th strikeout of the game. There's 2 away here in the third. So with 2 away, that'll bring up Brandon Doolin with 3 home in the inning. Nobody on base. Otters lead 3-0 now. Doolin takes a called strike 1 on a slider that sweeps over the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Ledet rocks and fires the 0-1 pitch. Ground ball out to the shortstop, Lalonde, who behind the second base bag fields and throws across to first to retire Doolin for the final out here in the frame, but the damage is done. Otters strike for 3 on the Toby Thomas RBI single, and then the Jeff Gardner 2-run home run to right, his second of the season. We'll go to the bottom half of the third inning. It's the Evansville Otters 3 and the Windy City Thunderbolts 0. You've been listening to Evansville Otters Baseball here on the Kruckemeyer and Kahn Otters Digital Network.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Indiana 811.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier and Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier and Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the Tri-State, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier and Press can be found online at courierandpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier and Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations: west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Randy Wynn staked to a lead for the first time in this game as he deals to Ishmael Edwards to open up the bottom half of the third inning and misses outside for ball 1. Evansville gets 3 in the top half of the frame. RBI single from Toby Thomas, and then a 2-run home run for Jeff Gardner. His second of the season has Evansville in front 3-0 as the 1-0 pitch graces the strike zone for strike 1 on Edwards, who was 0 for 4 yesterday. Randy Wynn just doing his thing out on the mound. He's through 2 scoreless innings. So he fires the 1-1. Chopped on the ground to third. Harrison Fields in front of the bag, throws across his body, throws low, gets by Eldridge at first. They'll allow Edwards to go to second. It's backed up by Gardner, who picks it up and just puts it in his pocket. So it looked like Edwards was going to beat the play anyway, but Harrison had trouble getting the ball out of his glove. By the time he did, he threw across his body. So I'll end up with a 1-base error, a single for Edwards, and then the error allowing him to go to second base on the chopper. Windy City's in business to start the bottom half of the third inning. The runner on second and the top of the order coming up. So in steps Tim Zier. He's a first pitch slider a little bit high from Wynn, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. 3-0 Evansville leads in the bottom half of the third inning. Windy City has a runner at second and nobody out after the single and subsequent error allows Edwards to go to second. The 1-0 pitch ripped on the ground foul as the third base coach for Windy City has to do a little skip to his loo to get out of the way as Ron Biga, the manager, played hopscotch on that one, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Wynn comes set, looks back to second. The 1-1. Popped up on the infield on the right-hand side. Eldridge going into foul territory in front of the stands, able to put it away as he had just enough room as he ventured onto the warning track right in front of the stands down the first base line to put it away, and a big first out for Randy Wynn. So in steps David Oppenheim, flew out to shallow left his first time up, hitting from the left side. Wynn's first delivery, fastball down and in for ball 1. 1-0 delivery. Rolled on the ground towards the hole on the right side, and it's through for a base hit. Around third goes Edwards. The throw from Gardner to the plate will come all the way home and not get him, as that allows Oppenheim to scamper into second base on the throw. Rizzatello had to come up the line to field that throw, so into second goes Oppenheim on an RBI single. Ball that had 20/20 vision just bouncing through the hole on the right side. Windy City gets one back. It's 3-1. Just placed perfectly in between Eldridge and Barrios on the right side. Would have been a tough play for either one of them. It's the first pitch to the next hitter. Tyler Straub is a slider that has a little bit too much movement to it as it misses outside. 1-0. Straub struck out swinging his first time up, was tied up by a fastball. Down the count 1-0 at second. Oppenheim after the RBI single. He takes off for third. As the pitch is lined in the air to right field, Gardner has to play it on one hop as another run will score for Windy City, and it's a 3-2 ball game. For a second there, it looked like Windy City might be in trouble. Gardner had decided to be a little bit more aggressive on that one and tried to make a possible diving play. Could have easily doubled off Oppenheim at second, who was running on the pitch, but instead has to field it on one hop going back towards the corner. And Windy City is right back in this ball game, 3-2 now. So 3 hits here in the inning for Windy City have now produced 2 runs. So the Evansville lead has been cut to 1 here in the frame. I'll bring up Riley Crane, who grounded out to second his first time up. First pitch coming home, runner goes, throw from Rizzatello will not be in time. Is able to swipe second base as Straub running on the first pitch, and I think Ron Biga is designed to be aggressive with the Windy City offense not really mustering too much this game, or really this season for that matter, trying to steal some bases, steal some runs. Now at second base is Straub with 1 away. An 0-1 count on Crane. Here's the pitch. Breaking pitch, tap foul at the plate, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Off the catcher Rizzatello, he has no idea where the ball is, and that will allow Crane to go to first base on the drop third strike. As that ricocheted off Rizzatello, going all the way to the backstop. Now Andy McCauley will come out and talk things over with the home plate umpire Mike Faker, because McCauley thinks that when Crane swung and missed on that one, it ended up hitting him in the back leg, which would mean it was not a drop third strike. It said the ball would be dead, but the home plate umpire says no, that one hit off of Rizzatello, but he'll go and talk with his partner out there in the field, Eric Turngren. They'll have a chat in front of the mound, but for right now, it's runners at first and third. And no change will be made. So the Otters have a tough break there. To first goes Crane, to third goes Straub on the wild pitch. And just about as many things as possible have gone wrong for Evansville here in the frame. Seeing eye RBI single, an error, now a drop third strike robs Randy Wynn of the second out here in the inning. Puts him in a tough situation now with runners at first and second. And just one man out, hoping for a double play ball now. So Windy City has the tying run at third with 1 away here in the third. Good lead for Crane off a first throw over to first. He is back in with a dive. Wynn comes set. Slide steps home and is ripped in the air out to left field, sending Long back into the left center field gap. He won't have a play as it one hops up against the left field wall. 1 run will score. Second run coming home. The throw from Thomas to the plate will not be in time as Crane scores standing from first. And Windy City has a 4-run inning. They're in front 4-3. So on the first pitch after the drop third strike, it's a 2-run double for Riley Crane, and this is now an offensive outburst for Windy City by their standards. 4 runs. Darius Day takes a fastball in the inside corner for strike 1. 4 runs here in the frame to go along with 4 hits as well. Windy City has retaken the lead 4-3 here in the third. The 0-1 pitch. Wynn fires a slow breaking ball in the outside corner for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes on Day, who flew out to center field back in the second. The 0-2 pitch. Shot foul straight into the netting above the Windy City dugout to protect the fans. And Day stays alive, no balls and 2 strikes. Wynn comes set, looks back to second, the 0-2 again. Little short pop fly out into center. Wells coming on strong. He makes the catch in the right center field gap. A nice play and good read from Wells as he gets it back in to hold Balkwill at second. So now with 2 away, it'll be up to Blair Beck to keep the inning going. Warming up down in the bullpen is the newest Evansville Otter, Tyler Beardsley. So I think Wynn could possibly be done after 3 innings, especially for a guy that hasn't been stretched out farther than 3 so far this season. He also threw 3 innings back on Sunday, so we'll see if he comes out for the 4th, should he be able to finish the 3rd. His first pitch to Blair Beck is swung on and missed, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Beck takes a called strike 2 on a good 2-seamer running inside from Wynn, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch. Popped in the air to right field, sending Gardner back a few steps. He's drifting on it, now settles under it to make the catch and finally end the inning for Evansville. But 4 runs come home to score for Windy City on 4 hits, and 1 man left will go to the top half of the 4th. It's the Windy City Thunderbolts 4 and the Evansville Otters 3. You've been listening to Evansville Otters Baseball here on the Kruckemeyer and Kahn Otters Digital Network.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vanderburgh or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
The Hoosier Lottery began selling lottery tickets on October 13, 1989. Since then, the Hoosier Lottery has offered hundreds of different games, awarded prizes to millions of players, and given billions of dollars to the state of Indiana. The Hoosier Lottery's mission is to responsibly provide innovative and entertaining lottery games for the benefit of the citizens of Indiana. To learn more about the Hoosier Lottery, visit them online at HoosierLottery.com. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Chapter 16, would like to take time to say, Go Otters! The IBEW Local 16's jurisdiction includes 13 counties in southwestern Indiana, as well as Wabash County in Illinois. Its members are divided into several categories of electrical work, including inside construction, maintenance electric, residential wiring, and sign classifications. More information on IBEW Local 16 can be found online at IBEW16.net.
To lead off the top half of the fourth inning, it's Caleb Eldridge, as he takes a called strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1 as Ledette comes out hoping to pitch a shutout frame after Windy City retakes the lead, or rather takes the lead for the first time, as Eldridge takes a pitch down and away for ball one, 1 ball and 1 strike. Left on left matchup, Eldridge struck out swinging his first time up. 1-1 pitch. Misses outside again for ball 2, and Caleb now ahead in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Four to 3, Windy City now leads. Eldridge taps one foul straight to the on-deck hitter, Mike Rizzatello, who makes a nice bare-handed play on the grounder before flipping it to the bat boy to return back to the umpire. 3 runs on 4 hits and 1 error for Evansville. 4 runs on 6 hits and 1 miscue for Windy City as a high fastball blows by Eldridge. He's down on strikes for the second time today, and that's already 6 strikeouts in the ballgame for Ledette. There's one away here in the top of the fourth. Windy City in front by 1. Something interesting is all of Ledette's strikeouts have come by the swinging variety. None of them have been looking. So he's been getting hitters to chase through pitches and swing and miss at pitches very efficiently this game as he misses outside to the next hitter, Mike Rizzatello. Rizzatello walked his first time up, was stranded at first to end the second. So he takes outside once again for ball 2, and now the catcher, Balkwell, will call time and try and calm down his pitcher, Ledette, with a few words of inspiration. The 2-0 pitch is popped foul down the first base side as Straub gives it a look. That one's up into the seats, into the patio. And it's 2-1 on Rizzatello. The 2-1 pitch. Rizzatello flies in the air out to right, sending the right fielder back a few steps before he plants his feet and makes the catch for the second out here in the top half of the fourth. I'll bring up Pedro Barrios to try and extend the fourth inning. So he takes a slow looping curveball down at the knees for strike 1, 0-1. 4-3, Windy City leads top half of the fourth inning. 2 away, nobody on base as Barrios slaps one foul on the right field side down towards the Otters bullpen staff. Pedro quickly down on the count, 0-2. He struck out swinging his first time up as he went after the high cheddar. Now Ledette working quickly, the 0-2. Fastball just off the inside corner as he took a few steps towards his home third base dugout, but does not get the call. So the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 offering. Barrios pops it up. Foul territory, Straub over towards the coach's box. He puts it away with a little jump to retire the side in order for Evansville. We go to the bottom half of the fourth inning. It's the Evansville Otters 3 and the Windy City Thunderbolts 4. You've been listening to Evansville Otters Baseball here on the Kruckemeyer and Kahn Otters Digital Network.
Hi, this is Joe Townsend from JMT Restoration. We are proud to be a sponsor of the 2016 Frontier Champion Evansville Otters. If you ever have a mold or water restoration issue in your home or business, give us a call at 812-205-5384. JMT Restoration Service, where professional work meets affordable pricing. Remember, go Otters!
The Tri-State Area Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at myMarathonStation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is Fueling the American Spirit.
Why Old National Bank? Old National Bank began in 1834 with just one room and a passion for helping people prosper. Today, we are honored and grateful to be the financial partner for so many businesses, families, and individuals like you. From our commitment to safety and security to our promise of service that will exceed your expectations, we want to be your bank for life. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
Hey fans, remember you can stay up to date with the latest news and promotions from the Evansville Otters by visiting EvansvilleOtters.com and subscribing to the Otters e-newsletter by clicking newsletter on the EvansvilleOtters.com homepage. It's the first pitch from Randy Wynn here in the bottom half of the fourth inning, misses inside for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. Wynn rocks and fires the 1-0 pitch quickly now, a slider on the outside corner for strike one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Remember, he'd also follow the Otters on Twitter at Eville Otters, on Instagram at Evansville Otters, and like the Evansville Otters on Facebook. Wins 1-1, ripped in the air out to left down the left field line as Long got a late jump on it, but gets over there quickly to retire the leadoff hitter, Ransom Lalonde. There's quickly 1 away here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. I'll bring up Ishmael Edwards, who started the Windy City rally in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Right on right matchup. He takes a bit upstairs just above the belt for ball one. Randy trying to bounce back from a very tough inning in the third. Ended up giving up 4 runs. And a couple of bad miscues for Evansville as he tosses a fastball up and away for ball two. 2-0 on Edwards. Error by Harrison allowed Edwards to go to second on an infield single, and then a drop third strike led to the biggest blow of the inning as the 2-0 pitch is a fastball right down the middle at the belt. 2-1. As immediately following the drop third strike with runners at first and third, Larry Balkwell ripped a double to the left center field fence to put Windy City in front 4-3. So Edwards now takes inside as the front door slider can't find the corner, and it's 3-1. Waiting on deck, top of the order, and Tim Zier. Now the 3-1. Popped up on the infielder, now drifting back into the outfield as Zach Wells can't find it. Right fielder Jeff Gardner comes over to put it away, and the shallow right center field gap for the second out. It's a good thing Jeff hustled on that play. He had a little bit of a long way to go. He could have taken that play off, just seen the fly ball out to center, let Wells deal with it, but Wells lost that ball up in the high sun. An absolutely gorgeous day, sun bathing the field, but that means it's tough for the outfielders. Gardner already in position at an easy play for the second out. And the lineup turns over for Mr. Zier, who taps one foul towards the Windy City dugout for strike one. 2 outs, bottom half of the fourth inning, 4-3, Windy City leads. The Otters put up 3 in the top half of the third inning, but Windy City answered and then some with 4 of their own to take the 1-run advantage. As the 0-1 pitch is lined over the leaping jump of Thomas at short and on into left field for the first hit of the game for Zier. just out of the reach of Thomas, who went full extension up into the air. Got some good hops on that one, but just not enough, and it's a 2-out single for Zier, and the inning continues for David Oppenheim. Oppenheim hit a bounding ball through the hole on the right side past the first baseman Eldridge. Now a throw over to first, sees Zier back in with a dive. 2 outs, bottom half of the 4th inning here from Standard Bank Stadium. 4-3, Windy City leads early on. On Kids Day at the ballpark, bunch of school kids here at the stadium. As a quick move from Wynn back to first, has Zier scampering back to the bag. A balmy 87 degrees, but it doesn't really feel like it. A little bit cooler than that. Good lead from Zier from first. He does not run on the first offering from Wynn that misses outside for ball 1, 1-0. Oppenheim 1 for 2. RBI single his last time up for the left-handed hitter. Designated hitter today for Windy City. 1-0 pitch, but time called at the plate before Wynn fired home, so the pitch does not count. It would have been ball 2. Instead, the count remains 1-0 on Oppenheim. So Oppenheim back into the box now. Runner at first, 2 outs. Wynn set. High leg kick, 1-0. Skied in the air into shallow right field. Second baseman Barrios going back. He's onto the outfield grass as he calls off Gardner to make the catch in shallow right to retire the side. So a couple of fly ball and pop-up outs here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Get Randy Wynn through the frame. We'll go to the top half of the 5th inning. Almost halfway through this one. It's the Evansville Otters 3 and the Windy City Thunderbolts 4. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball here on the Kruckemeyer and Kahn Otters Digital Network.
Possible through support from New Image Travel. New Image Travel provides motor coach charter service to the United States and Canada with pickup within a 150-mile radius of Evansville. A full list of New Image Travel's offerings can be found online at newimagecharter.com. New Image Travel can be reached toll-free at 1-800-432-6213. New Image Travel, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The local area Pepsi Bottling Group distributors would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Featuring Pepsi Company products for distribution to retailers and vendors in the Tri-State, the Pepsi Bottling Group has 3 Tri-State locations at 901 East Diamond Avenue in Evansville, 2605 West Main Street in Marion, Illinois, and at 3081 Kentronics Drive in Owensboro. More information on Pepsi products can be found online at PepsiCo.com. Pepsi, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Since 1994, Slays Restoration has been assisting Tri-State residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slays Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mitigation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slays Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
So now to begin the top half of the 5th inning, Ryan Long steps in and takes a called strike 1 as the Otters try to pull back level here in this one. They're down by 1 run as Long tries to lay down a bunt but pushes it foul on the third base side, and he's quickly behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Hey fans, remember, whether you're searching for an exquisite diamond engagement ring, diamond anniversary band, dazzling earrings, or a gorgeous diamond bracelet, Kruckemeyer & Kahn is the place for extraordinary value and a pleasurable experience. Kruckemeyer & Kahn, a supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. O2 pitch to Long. Takes just below the knees for ball 1. Is a tough pitch to lay off there. Left in the hands of the home plate umpire, Mike Victor. Long comes away unscathed, and the count's now 1-2. Ryan 1 for 2 in the game as well, as he hits one hard down the first base line, just foul on the wrong side of the bag in front of the first base umpire. who alertly calls it foul as it trickles into the Evansville Otters bullpen, and Ryan stays alive. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ledette's 1-2. Slider skips in. Ryan had started to swing but stopped very early. The count now levels up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two-two pitch. Chopped on the ground softly to the second baseman Zier, who backs up into the outfield grass. Fields and throws quickly to get Long, who is retired for the first out here in the 5th. First pitch to Zach Wells is sent straight back to the screen, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Zach 1 for 2 on the day. Singled in the first, struck out swinging in the third. Evansville trails this one 4-3, top half of the 5th inning. Looking to battle back in this one, the 0-1. Wells takes outside, 4-1, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. One. Wells chops on the ground to the third baseman Crane, who ranges to his left, fields and throws across the diamond to get Wells on the putout. Quickly now 2 away here in the top half of the 5th after back-to-back ground ball outs for the Otters. So it'll be up to Toby Thomas to extend the frame. He's yet to be retired this morning. 1 for 1 with an RBI single. Takes a first pitch fastball under his arms, but called strike 1 on the inside corner as that pitch was just at the belt. And Ledette jumps ahead. No balls and 1 strike. Working quickly now. He fires the 0-1, a breaking ball down in the dirt that Thomas tries to stop his swing on, but is unable to do so. So he's down in the count now. No balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch nearly hits Thomas as he has to jackknife out of the way. The count's now 1 ball and 2 strikes, just approaching the 10 o'clock, or rather 12 o'clock hour, noontime. So we're 5 minutes away from that milestone in the day. The 1-2. Thomas hits a high chopper off the plate, waiting for it. It's the third baseman Crane. Fields throws wild to first as the first baseman had to come off the bag. Ends up ricocheting off his glove and going all the way to the Otters' dugout where it rests, but Thomas unable to advance another base. So on the fielding error, Thomas aboard at first. Baltimore chop off the plate. Not sure even with a good throw if Crane would have been able to get Thomas. The throw pulled the first baseman Straub off the bag, who tried to leap, make the catch, and apply the swipe tag on Thomas as he was running by. But it all goes wrong for Windy City, and the inning will continue for Jeff Gardner, who had a 2-run bomb his last time up to give Evansville a 3-0 lead that was very short-lived as Windy City put up 4 in the bottom half of the frame to take the lead. First pitch to Gardner. Big swing and a miss as he chases a slider down in the dirt for strike 1. 4-3, Windy City holds the advantage right now. Otters have a runner at first and Toby Thomas after the 2-out error. With 2 away here in the top half of the 5th inning, almost halfway through this ball game. Ledette, the southpaw, comes set on the mound, looks over at first. The 0-1 misses upstairs with the fastball, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 nearly hits Gardner on the front shoulder, and he thinks it did get him as he alerts the home plate umpire that one grazed him on his shoulder, so he'll go down to first As the hit batter to second goes Thomas. The Otters have something cooking here in the top half of the 5th with 2 outs as out comes what looks to be the pitching coach for Windy City. There's no indication made to the bullpen yet as the Thunderbolts do have an arm warming down in the bullpen. And manager Ron Biga will make the call to the bullpen. We'll take a short break here. The Evansville Otters having runners at first and second and 2 away. We'll find out who the pitcher is and come back with Travis Harrison at the dish with 2 men aboard and 2 outs. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball here on the Kruckemeyer and Kahn Otters Digital Network.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank Sinorama Evansville for their support this season. Sinorama Evansville is a multi-application supplier of custom-made signs, banners, and decals in the tri-state. Located at 1300 North Royal Avenue in Evansville, Sinorama is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They can be reached by phone at 812-477-7763 and can be found online at sinorama.com/in-Evansville. Sinorama Evansville, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
SRG Global, a Guardian company, would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Founded in 1932, SRG Global is one of the world's largest manufacturers of chrome-plated plastic parts for the automotive, commercial truck, and household appliance industry. Located locally at 601 North Congress Avenue in Evansville, SRG Global can be found online at srgglobal.com. They can also be reached in Evansville by phone at 812-477-6151.
The Tin Fish Restaurant, located at 300 West Jennings Street in Newburgh, Indiana, is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. Independently owned and operated, the Tin Fish menu features salads and sandwiches, as well as seafood platters and combos, and seafood burritos, tacos, and burgers. The Tin Fish Restaurant is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. It can be reached by phone at 812-490-7000. The Tin Fish Restaurant.
Chris DeRue is the new pitcher coming on for the Windy City Thunderbolts as he takes over for Patrick Ledet, responsible for the 2 runners on base. After goes 4 2/3, allows the 4 hits, right now on the hook for 3 runs, all of them earned, while walking 2 batters and striking out 6. Travis Harrison at the plate, tying run at second, go-ahead run at first here for Evansville in the top half of the 5th as Harrison swings at the first pitch and skies it in the air to left, sending the left fielder Day back, venturing onto the track in front of the wall. He finally puts it away as that ball just kept on carrying for Harrison, nearly had a 3-run home run, but instead it'll go down as a fly out to left as DeRue just needs 1 pitch to get out of the inning and send the Otters packing here in the 5th. We go to the bottom half of the 5th, halfway through this ball game. The Evansville Otters 3 and the Windy City Thunderbolts 4. You've been listening to Evansville Otters Baseball here on the Kruckemeyer and Kahn Otters Digital Network.
It doesn't matter if you're playing baseball, walking the dog, or falling from a ladder. Injuries happen. When they do, Tri-State Orthopedics offers treatment for sprains, strains, and fractures by medical specialists. Tri-State Orthopedics is located at 225 Cross Lake Drive in Evansville, just north of the Lloyd and I-164. Tri-State Orthopedics can be reached by phone at 812-477-1558. Its urgent care line is 812-474-OUCH. Tri-State Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The Pizza Brick Road always goes to Chironi's. I'm in the mood for pizza and I'm ready to go. The Pizza Brick Road goes to Chironi's. So follow me down the Pizza Brick Road. Road down to Chironi's. The Pizza Brick Road. The Pizza Brick Road always goes to Chironi's.
Coming back out for his 5th inning of work is Randy Wynn. So he'll try and build off of a scoreless 4th inning. Right now, the only blemish on his record is that 3rd inning, as is the case for both starters. The only run scored so far in this game came in the 3rd inning. 3 for Evansville, 4 for Windy City, and that's how we got here. 4-3, Windy City leads by 1. So we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Tyler Straub leads things off for the Thunderbolts here in the frame. He's 1 for 2 with a single. Came around to score back in the 3rd as he takes the first pitch. Just a little bit low for ball 1, says the home plate umpire Mike Victor, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Right on right matchup. Wynn Roxon fires the 1-0 off the thumbs of Straub as he flies it down the left field line towards the Thunderbolts bullpen. Goes Ryan Long, but he won't have enough time or room to be able to get to it, as that ball hits just on top of the fence in between the stands and the bullpen, and then ricochets back into play. So it's a foul ball, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike on Straub. The 1-1. Good slider freezes Straub at the plate. He's now down in the count, 1-2. One-two pitch from Wynn. Grounded foul on the third base side, past the third base coach's box, and on towards the Windy City bullpen, and Straub remains alive, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Straub slightly open stance, wears the elbow guard on his lead arm. The 1-2 ripped into right center field. That'll fall for a base hit. Over to cut it off as well as in the gap as he fields it on 1 hop. Gets it back in quickly to hold Straub to just a single to open up the bottom half of the 5th inning. And once again, Tyler Beardsley will hasten his warm-up down in the Outers bullpen. We've seen him get up and down a few times now. And this time I think it might be permanent. As whether or not Wynn gets out of this inning, I imagine this would be his last frame. He's thrown quite a number of pitches. He's only thrown as many as 3 innings at a time this season. He's starting to get hit around just a little bit here in this ball game. There's a throw over to first. Sees Straub back in with a dive. So Tyler now 2 for 3 over at the first base bag. So the Thunderbolts offense has found life for really the first time this season. So they have 8 hits in the ball game now. First pitch to the next hitter, Riley Crane. He shows bunt, but has to dance out of the way of an inside pitch. It's 1-0. Windy City is approaching the most runs that they've ever scored in a game this season. That was 5, and a 5-0 win as the 1-0 pitch is chopped to Eldridge at first, who fields but is unable to get the ball out of his glove as he drops it. So on the E3, everybody will be safe. Everybody moves up a base as well. There's now runners at first and second and nobody out. Was a good play from Eldridge to field the ball. As now Max Peterson, the pitching coach, will come out. We'll see if this will be a pitching change or just a reassurance moment for Wynn. No indication made yet, but Eldridge made a nice play to field that ball coming off the first base bag. And Peterson will grab the ball from Randy Wynn and go to the bullpen. It'll be Tyler Beardsley coming on for his first appearance as an Otter this season, and he's thrown right into the fire. Runners at first and second and nobody out. Beardsley played at Sacramento State for his college years before moving on to play in the Minnesota Twins organization for a couple of years, 2 years in total. For his minor league career, he was 7-11 with a 4.32 ERA. Started 26 games, but working out of the bullpen here in this one. 150 innings, 156 hits, 94 strikeouts, and 35 walks for the former 16th round pick out of Sacramento State, as I mentioned. 6'4", 225 pounds from Tehachapi, California. 24-year-old comes on into a tight situation. Runners at first and second, nobody out. After the Caleb Eldridge error, did a good job coming off the bag to field that chopper. But as he tried to get the ball out of his glove to go to second, he couldn't find the handle, ended up dropping the baseball. Everybody moved up safely. Now 2 errors in the game for the Otters. And a tight situation here to keep this ball game from getting away from them. 2 on, nobody out. And Larry Balkwell, who is yet to be retired in this one, coming to the plate. He's 2 for 2 with a single and a double. It was a 2-run double his last time up that gave Windy City the lead back in the 3rd inning. Split the gap and left all the way to the wall. Scored Riley Crane from first and Tyler Straub from second, or from third rather, I should say. So up steps Balkwell. Runners at first and second, nobody out. I imagine this will not be a bunting situation. Balkwell, probably the best hitter the Thunderbolts have to offer in terms of current production as well as past production. She takes a first pitch down in the dirt for ball 1 from Beardsley. Beardsley, the tall righty, hoping to induce a double play ball to make things easier on him in the frame. 2 on, nobody out. Otters down by 1 run here in the bottom of the 5th in the second game of a 3-game set here in Windy City. The 1-0. Big swing and a miss from Balkwell. He was trying to put Windy City up by 4, but comes up empty. 1 ball and 1 strike. Balkwell, 1 home run on the season, the only one for Windy City on the campaign. Middle infield at double play depth as Beardsley comes set at the belt, looks back to second, the low leg kick, and the 1-1 is the slider down and away in the dirt. Good block by Rizzatello. Anchors the runners where they are, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Right on right matchup. Beardsley lands back to second. The 2-1. Rolled softly on the ground out to short. Thomas charges Fields, throws to third, and a heady play there by Toby Thomas, knowing it would have been a tough play at first. Instead gets the force out at third. And that's just that baseball awareness and general baseball IQ for Thomas paying off as he gets the lead runner for the first out here in the inning. That ball was taking Thomas towards the third base bag. You would have had to throw across his body to try and get Balkwell at first. But instead, gives the lead runner at third, so runners remain at first and second. Straub thrown out at third. Crane up to second, and Balkwell now at first after the fielder's choice. First pitch to the next hitter, Darius Day, is a called strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Just a heads-up play by Toby Thomas, getting that lead runner. Now Darius Day was flowing out to center twice, hitting from the left side. The 0-1 pitch. Fastball can't find the inside corner. Beardsley hit his spot, but can't get the call. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. 4-3 the score. The Thunderbolts in front here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. 2 men aboard, 1 man out, and Darius Day at the plate hitting from the left side. The 1-1 pitch. He's able to hold up his swing on a fastball. The tail's too far outside, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Beardsley set. Uncorks the 2-1. Shot foul over the stands and out of play as it hits off the terrace on the left-hand side. And the count now level on Day. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Beardsley working from the first base side of the rubber. Middle infield at double play depth. The 2-2. Fastball chases outside, and the count now full 3-2. The Thunderbolts have been aggressive all day long. We'll see if Ron Biga wants to continue that by sending the runners here with 3 balls and 2 strikes and 1 out. Runners at first and second. Beardsley set. Roxon delivers the 3-2. Runners don't go. Fastball just a bit low off the outside corner as Day draws the walk to load the bases for Blair Beck. So the Otters defense looking to roll 2 to end the inning as the corners now play just behind the grass at their respective positions. Middle infield pinching the second base bag. Outfield at normal depth. First pitch to Beck. Foul tipped at the plate, back to the screen. And it's 0-1. Beck 1 for 2, singled back in the second, and is also flown out to right. Right on right matchup. 0-1 offering. Ripped down the left field line, hooking towards the corner, but it will land foul. It was a good swing by Beck, but the inside fastball, he just can't keep it fair. He's now down on the count, 0-2. It's really the only thing Beck could do with that pitch, as Beardsley got it far enough inside that had Beck tried to hit it in fair territory, would have been a likely double play ball. But instead, Beck yanks it foul. Now the 0-2, swung on and missed. He chases a slider way out of the strike zone for the first strikeout of his Evansville Otters career. It's a big one for Tyler Beardsley. And now there's 2 away with Ransom Lalonde stepping to the plate. So in steps Lalonde, takes a first pitch 2-seam fastball that sinks onto the back foot of Lalonde for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes, 2 outs, bases chock full of Thunderbolts. As they're looking to open up this game, they lead by 1. The 1-0 pitch. Fouled back over the screen for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now time called at the plate as Risatello and Beardsley can't decide what pitch they want to go with on the 1-1. 1-1 often referred to as the breaking point in the at-bat. Big difference between a 2-1 count and a 1-2 count. Either the pitcher holding the supreme advantage or the hitter jumping back ahead in the count. So they know how important this pitch is. The bases loaded. Otters trying to keep this just a 1-run game. Beardsley set. The 1-1. Slider misses outside as it started on the plate before shifting off. And it's 2-1 on Lalonde, 0 for 2. Grounded out to short to end the second, then flew out to left to begin the fourth. 2-1 pitch. Poked foul on the right-hand side, out of play, and the count now level on Lalonde. 2 balls and 2 strikes. At third, Riley Crane. At second, Larry Balkwell. And at first, Darius Day. With 2 outs and Windy City in front, 4-3 in the bottom half of the 5th. Beardsley readies. Winds and fires the 2-2. Popped up behind home plate as Risatello takes a quick look at it, but it's over our heads here in the press box and out of play. Count remains 2-2. Now Beardsley taking too long to come to the set for Lalonde's liking, so he steps out. Both players hit the reset button. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded. Beardsley ready. Winds and fires the 2-2 pitch. Slider down in the dirt. Good block by Rizzatello. Lalonde leaves it there, and the count now full 3-2 with 2 outs and the bases loaded here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Big pitch coming up. Runners will be off. The payoff pitch. Down in the dirt for ball 4. Beardsley has walked home a run. And the Thunderbolts are now in front by 2. It's a 5-3 game. So the Thunderbolts have now tied their highest run-scoring output for the season one night after being shut out. Most runs they've scored in a game is 5. That was in a 5-0 victory earlier this season. Now they've tied that with half a game to go. And still the bases loaded and 2 outs for Ishmael Edwards. The 9-hole hitter had an infield single in the 3rd, came around to score the first run of the game for Windy City before flying out to right back in the 4th. The pitch. This is just outside as Beardsley can't get the call, and it's no balls and 1 strike. One-0 pitch. Fastball gets the inside corner as Edwards had turned his shoulder in at it, thinking it was an inch or 2 off the inside corner, but he'll have to live with that call as it's 1 ball and 1 strike on the right-handed hitting Edwards against the righty Beardsley on the mound. As the 1-1 pitch is a slider that drops in at the belt, or just above it for strike 2 over the heart of the plate, a hanger that Beardsley gets away with. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Beardsley set. Uncorks the 1-2. Slider down in the dirt, skips into the mitt of Rizzatello on the backhand. They count back to even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2. Swung on and missed. Beardsley limits the damage in the inning to just 1 after coming on with runners at first and second and nobody out, but Windy City able to tack on 1 more. We'll go to the top half of the 6th inning. It's Windy City 5 and Evansville 3. You've been listening to Evansville Otters Baseball here on the Kruckemeyer and Kahn Otters Digital Network.
You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 business days before any digging project. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
Sheet Metal Workers Local 20 and SMACNA, the Sheet Metal and Air Conditioning Contractors National Association, have the most qualified sheet metal and HVAC contractors in the Evansville area. To find a list of our qualified union contractors, visit unionsheetmetalindustry.com.
Hi, I'm Bill Morgan of Bill Morgan Roofing and Construction. I've built a reputation of doing quality work that will stand the test of time. We didn't get here by knocking on doors, talking gibberish, or trying to be the lowest bid. You don't like to be sold to, and that's not what we do. My philosophy is simple: treating your home like it's my own, from start to finish. For roofing, gutters, siding, give us a call at Bill Morgan Roofing and Construction, roofing the right way. 812-499-5892 or BillMorganRoofing.com.
One more run comes in to score for Windy City as they extend their lead to 2 now as we go to the top half of the 6th inning. And fans, don't forget, for all your official Otters apparel, be sure to visit the Otters gift shop located in the main tunnel behind home plate at Bosse Field from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday or anytime during an Otters game. Get an Otters shirt, hat, or other specialty item in the Evansville Otters gift shop, and be sure to check out some of the new items for 2018. only at Bossy Field at 23 Don Mattingly Way. So back out for the top of the 6 is Chris DeRue, who needed just one pitch to retire Travis Harrison on a fly ball to the warning track and left to get out of a 2-men on, 2-men out situation as he came on in relief of Patrick Ledette. And in addition, the line is now closed on Randy Wynn. So he'll be charged with 4 runs as the first pitch to Brandon Doolin's a called strike on the inside corner. See what the official scorer ends up having for Mr. Wynn in terms of how many earned runs he has as the 0-1 comes home to Doolin, up and away for ball 1. Randy allowed 5 runs. How many of them are earned? Probably 3 at this point, depending on what the official scorer wants to do with the drop third strike as well as an error in that inning as Doolin takes upstairs now for ball 2, 2-1. So we'll get that information back to you when we have it. For now, it's 2-1 on Doolin, who homered yesterday to give the Otters a 1-0 lead in the 7th. 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss as he's way out in front of a slider. Count even at 2. In just one appearance this season, DeRue's pitched 1/3 of an inning, 1 strikeout, 1 walk, 1 hit. As he strikes out Doolin for his second punch-out of the season. Doolin goes chasing on a high and tight slider. There's one away here in the top of the 6th. Up steps Caleb Eldridge, who swings and misses over top of a good curveball from DeRue, and it's 0-1. 1 out, top half of the 6th. Evansville down by 2. DeRue from Carthage College, 6'1", 185-pound southpaw, 0-1. Eldridge chases a slider outside, well out in front, and it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes. On deck, Mike Rizzatello, who's 0 for 1 today. The 0-2 to Eldridge. Fastball above his eyes for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Left on left matchup. Eldridge trying to avoid the hat trick for today. The 1-2. Rolled on the ground to the first baseman Straub, who ranges to his right, picks it up and takes it to the bag himself to get Eldridge by a couple of steps, and there's 2 away in the top of the 6th. Now striding to the plate is Mike Rizzatello, the final hope for the Otters here in the top half of the 6th inning. Mike's 0 for 1. Walked in the 2nd before flying out to right field his last time up. Left on right matchup. Fastball sails high and away for ball 1. It's 1-0. Otters down by 2, top half of the 6th inning. First time they've trailed this series. 1-0 pitch. Fastball can't find the inside corner, and Mike's ahead of the count now, 2-0. Warming down in the bullpen is a right-handed arm for Windy City. So the 2-0 comes home to Rizzatello. It's down low for ball 3, 3-0. Warming down in the bullpen for Evansville is Sean Adler. As the 3-0 comes home to Rizzatello. It's a cold strike right down the chute. It's 3-1. So Adler getting loose down in the bullpen. We'll see if he comes out to begin the 6th. 3-1. Rizzatello fouls it off. He couldn't get around fast enough on the fastball. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on base. Otters trailing this one by 2 here in the top of the 6th. Payoff pitch. Off of Rizzatello's thumbs as he pops it foul down the right-hand side as that lands on top of the pavilion down the right field line. And Mike stays alive, still 3-2. One more time, the payoff pitch. Rizzatello is called out on strikes as he was walking down to first. He thought that pitch was down and in, but he's rung up on strikes to end the inning. 2 strikeouts in the frame for Daru. He pitches a 1-2-3, top half of the 6th inning, I should say. And we go to the bottom half of the 6th inning now. It's the Evansville Otters 3 and the Windy City Thunderbolts 5. You've been listening to Evansville Otters Baseball here on the Kruckemeyer and Kahn Otters Digital Network.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Indiana 811.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier-Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier-Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the Tri-State, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier-Press can be found online at courierpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier-Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations: west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Sean Adler, the new arm for the Otters here in the bottom half of the 6th inning after Tyler Beardsley makes his Evansville Otters debut, going 1 inning in relief of Randy Wynn, giving up no hits, no runs charged to his account, but 2 walks that did allow a run to come home to score that will be charged to Randy Wynn, as well as 2 strikeouts in the frame. On comes Sean Adler, the southpaw, to face the top of the order for Windy City as Tim Zier takes a called strike 1, 0-1. Zier, Oppenheim, and Straub here in the frame as Adler, the lefty working from the far third base side of the rubber, winds and delivers the 0-1. Fastball just off the inside corner for ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. Adler, originally from Northridge, California, now makes his home in Raleigh, North Carolina. Played for the Gulf Coast League Nationals last year, 1-1. Slider skips in way out in front of the plate for ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. This is Adler's 5th appearance of the season. He's thrown 3 innings, striking out 5, walking 1 on 3 hits, with an even 6 ERA for the season. The 2-1. Flown in the air down the right field line, slicing towards foul territory. It's off the right field wall in foul ground as that ball kept on going. That's some good distance. I did not think that ball was hit nearly as well as it ended up being, as that was almost a home run down the right field line, but well foul. Had the distance, and Ziers now has the count 2-2 with Windy City in front by 2 here in the bottom of the 6th. Break-even pitch. Fouled away by Zier. He stays alive, 2-2. Zier's 1 for 3 today. Grounded out to third to begin the home half of the first. Then popped out in foul ground in the third before singling in the fourth, only to be stranded at first to end the inning. 2-2 again from Adler. Swung on and missed. Slider sweeps by Zier. And Adler gets his first man out of the bullpen, a strikeout to begin the bottom half of the 6th. And that'll bring up David Oppenheim, the designated hitter, 1 for 3 with an RBI. Hitting from the left side against the lefty Adler. who kicks and deals a first pitch fastball that slips onto the inside corner for strike one. 0-1 now on Oppenheim. On deck, Tyler Straub. The 0-1 from Sean. Swung on and missed as the fastball blows by Oppenheim at 88 miles an hour. That one looked like it had a little bit more zip on it than that. But it matters not as it gets by Oppenheim for the second strike. Now chokes up on the bat, awaits the 0-2. Here it comes. That one drills Oppenheim in the back. As the fastball gets away from Adler, and he's frustrated with himself as he let a golden opportunity get away from him. Was 0-2 on Oppenheim after executing two good pitches. Then one slips out of his hand, and Oppenheim is struck by it. So we'll walk on down to first with one away for Tyler Straub, now striding to the plate. Left on right matchup for Adler. Low leg kick and fires home a fastball just a little bit down low for ball one. Swung on and missed as a fastball at 90 this time, blows by Straub. 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner at first. 1 man out, bottom half of the 6th inning. Starting to get late in this one. Still early in the day, however, as just past 12:30 now, as we started at 10:30 this morning. Adler has a move over to first, and back to the bag is Oppenheim with a dive. The 1-1. Fastball can't find the inside corner as Adler now falls behind in the count, 2-1. Right-handed arm warming up down in the bullpen for Windy City. Must mean Chris DeRue's day will be done after 1 1/3. As the 2-1 is popped foul on the right-hand side back towards the concourse. Count levels up now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Otters will be back in action tomorrow morning yet again at 10:35. There's another early morning start. The Otters finish up their first series of the road trip. So the 2-2 pitch is down and away. Stolen base attempts for Oppenheim as the throws into center. Throw from Wells into third now will not be in time. As on the wild throw from Rizzatello, Oppenheim able to snag 2 bases. It was a little bit of a delayed steal on the slider that missed outside. So the count now full on Straub, and Oppenheim all the way to third on the error. Now 3 errors in the game for Evansville as they'll draw their infield in to try and cut off the run at the plate. That's been one of the bugaboos this season for the Otters. Their defense ranks last in the league in fielding percentage. Now the payoff pitch. Just got a piece of it, did Straub, as he was way out in front of a slider. Just kicked it back to the screen on the ground. The count stays full, 3-2. Oppenheim at third, 1 man out. Infield in for the Otters. The payoff pitch swung on and missed. Straub goes chasing. Can't catch the high fastball, and a big second out for Adler as he strikes out his second here in the frame. Gets Straub, and now with 2 away, it'll be up to Riley Crane in a favorable matchup for Adler as Crane, a left-handed hitter, will have to deal with the funky motion of Adler, who throws all body parts coming towards the plate. So he misses inside with the fastball, 1-0. Runner at third, 2 outs. Bottom half of the 6th inning. Windy City leads by 2. Evansville trying to keep it there, where a bloop and a blast could tie this game. The 1-0. Hit in the air down the left field line, drifting towards foul territory is where it'll land. It's good wood on that one by Crane. but can't keep it fair, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 fought off by Crane at the plate as that ball got in on his thumbs as he pops it foul into the stands on the left field side. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Adler 1 pitch away from striking out the side and stranding a runner at third. After he hit Oppenheim, he stole second. On the wild throw, goes to third. And is still there with 2 away. The 1-2 pitch to Crane. Broken bat dribbler to the first baseman Eldridge, who fields it and will take it to the bag himself. And by a step and a half, he beats Crane there for the final out here in the inning. 1 base runner in the frame for Windy City, but he's stranded at third to end the inning. We go to the final third of this ball game. It's the Windy City Thunderbolts 5 and the Evansville Otters 3. You've been listening to Evansville Otters Baseball here on the Krugemeyer and Kahn Otters Digital Network.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vanderburgh or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
The Hoosier Lottery began selling lottery tickets on October 13, 1989. Since then, the Hoosier Lottery has offered hundreds of different games, awarded prizes to millions of players, and given billions of dollars to the state of Indiana. The Hoosier Lottery's mission is to responsibly provide innovative and entertaining lottery games for the benefit of the citizens of Indiana. To learn more about the Hoosier Lottery, visit them online at HoosierLottery.com. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Chapter 16, would like to take time to say, Go Otters! The IBEW Local 16's jurisdiction includes 13 counties in southwestern Indiana, as well as Wabash County in Illinois. Its members are divided into several categories of electrical work, including inside construction, maintenance electric, residential wiring, and sign classifications. More information on IBEW Local 16 can be found online at IBEW16.net.
We go to the top half of the 7th inning. The Otters will need a late comeback to possibly win this ball game and draw a tie in the Frontier League Western Division at the top with the Florence Freedom and the River City Rascals, who are both at 6-3. Otters a half game back at 6-4, but can tie them with a win this morning before they get their games going later in the day. There's a new arm out on the mound for Windy City. As they've called upon the right-hander from the bullpen. It'll be Jack Anderson coming on to replace Chris DeRue, who did yeoman's work out of the pen, an inning in the third without allowing a run as well. Did not allow a hit either and struck out 2 to boot without walking a hitter. So great work from Chris DeRue as Jack Anderson comes on to face 9-1-2 Barrios, Long, and Wells here in the top half of the 7th inning. Otters trail by 2 runs. First pitch. Barrios swings at a high fastball and sends it straight back to the screen, 0-1. Barrios 0 for 2, struck out swinging in the second before popping out into foul territory to end the fourth. Now leading off here in the 7th, the 0-1, he shows bunt, gets it down the third base side, it's a good one. Charging the third baseman, Crane throws on the run and gets Barrios as he bunted that one just a little bit too hard, allowing Crane to come in with enough time to throw on to first to get Barrios, who's retired after attempting The bunt for a base hit, 5-3 on the putout, and the lineup turns over with 1 out for Ryan Long. Anderson is 6'3", 205-pound righty. Working from the stretch with nobody on base, the high leg kick and the first pitch to Long is swung on and missed for strike one. Same result on the 0-1 pitch as Long swings through another fastball from Anderson. And it's quickly 0-2. Anderson from the University of Illinois Chicago, the Flames, members of the Horizon League, begins his professional season. His first professional year as the 0-2 is skied in the air out to left shallow. On comes Day and will make the catch. Running towards the infield on the shallow pop-up from Long, and quickly 2 away here in the top of the 7th. On the season, this is now Anderson's 4th game. He's 1-1 with a 7.36 ERA, 3 2/3 innings, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 4 hits allowed for the righty from Illinois. Stayed at home for his schooling as well at UIC. Now, with 2 away, Zach Wells steps to the plate, right on right matchup. First pitch, just a little bit high above the belt on the outside half, 1-0. Getting late in this one for the Otters. They're down by 2, top half of the 7th with 2 outs and nobody on base for Wells, the 2-hole hitter. 1 for 3 on the day as he swings and misses at a fastball. And the count levels up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Wells wearing the high navy socks for this morning game, as he normally does. One of the few Otters players to wear high socks normally. The 1-1. Wells takes a fastball in on his hands for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. On deck, Toby Thomas, who's 1 for 2 after walking, singling, and reaching on an error his last time up. 2-1 delivery to Wells. Fouled straight back to the screen as he had a hearty cut, but can't square it up, so the count level at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wells waiting for the plate as Anderson comes set. The 2-2 pitch. Fastball upstairs for ball 3. As Wells has worked the count to full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Wells trying to extend the frame for Thomas. The payoff pitch. Lined right back up the middle. That's a base hit past the glove of the pitcher, Anderson, who threw it up in self-defense, and it's a second single of the day for Wells. Second time he's gone right back through the box for a base knock. And the inning will extend for Toby Thomas, now walking to the plate. Thomas, as I mentioned before, 1 for 2. So he swings at the first pitch and sends it straight back to the mesh. No balls and 1 strike. So with 2 outs, Wells now at first, Thomas the tying run at the plate. In a ballpark not conducive for home runs, the Otters have hit 2 over the past 2 games. And 1 here would tie it here in the top of the 7th. Otters down by 2. So the throw over to first has Wells back in with the headlong dive. Anderson set, the 0-1. Thomas takes a called strike 2 on the outside corner, scraping the black with the fastball, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. On deck, Jeff Gardner, who's homered today. He's 1 for 2. Now the 0-2 pitch. Thomas hits a mile-high pop-up to the shortstop, Lalonde, who's just back onto the outfield grass. He makes the catch with two hands to retire the side for the Otters. And it's time to stretch here at Standard Bank Stadium. We go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. It's the Windy City Thunderbolts 5 and the Evansville Otters 3. You've been listening to Evansville Otters Baseball here on the Krockemeyer and Kahn Otters Digital Network.
Hi, this is Joe Townsend from JMT Restoration. We are proud to be a sponsor of the 2016 Frontier Champion Evansville Otters. If you ever have a mold or water restoration issue in your home or business, give us a call at 812-205-5384. JMT Restoration Service, where professional work meets affordable pricing. Remember, go Otters!
The Tri-State Area Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at myMarathonStation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is Fueling the American Spirit.
Why Old National Bank? Old National Bank began in 1834 with just one room and a passion for helping people prosper. Today, we are honored and grateful to be the financial partner for so many businesses, families, and individuals like you. From our commitment to safety and security to our promise of service that will exceed your expectations, we want to be your bank for life. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
So Sean Adler into his wind, and he begins the bottom half of the 7th inning with a pitch that misses on the leadoff hitter for Windy City. Larry Balkwell, as now he swings and misses at a high pitch for strike one. 1 ball and 1 strike on the Thunderbolts 5-hole hitter. 5-3, Windy City leads as they're trying to snap a 2-game skid. Lost 2 in a row dating back to Sunday. 1-1 pitch. Good backdoor slider, finds it open on Balkwell, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Balkwell, Day, and Beck here in the frame for Windy City as they try to extend their 2-run advantage. Adler rocks and fires the 1-2. Fastball misses inside as that one got away from him. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes on the right-handed hitting Balkwell. 2 for 3 on the day. Single, a 2-run double back in the 3rd. A fielder's choice his last time up as he hits one high in the air to center field. Center fielder Wells first froze, but now back a few steps. And a few steps in front of the warning track, he puts it away for the first out here in the 7th. So with 1 man down, that'll bring up Darius Day. Day 0 for 2 in the ballgame, walked his last time up, was stranded at second to end the 5th. He's also flown out to center field 2 times. Now every batter in the Windy City lineup has reached base. Day, one of the few without a hit to his name. Just he and Lalonde, the only 2 not to record a base knock, as he takes down in the dirt for ball 1, 1-0. One-0 pitch. Day drags a bunt past the pitcher Adler, who dives and tries to pick it up with his bare hand, but is unable to do so as he takes a little bit of a tumble and into first safely with a beautiful bunt base hit by Day. Just a perfect drag bunt, got it past the pitcher Adler, and by that point when he tried to dive in bare hand all-in-one motion, couldn't get the handle on it cleanly, which means there's a man aboard for Blair Beck, and out comes Max Peterson, the pitching coach, to make a pitching change. Still tag Garrett Harris to come on from the Otters bullpen and try and get the right-handed hitting Blair Beck, who's now at the plate. We have a pitching change for the Otters. We'll tell you a little bit about Garrett Harris as he strides into the mound. As Adler's day now done, he is responsible for the runner at first base now. So Adler works an inning and a third, allowing just the one hit on the drag bunt for Day, punching out 2 batters. Hit a man, did not walk anybody, and did not allow a run as well. As Harris comes into this ball game, he's had mixed results this season. He allowed a run his last outing, but you really can't take that one into account considering the fact that he came on with a runner at second base to begin that extra frame against Normal back on Saturday. For Harris, this is now his 5th appearance of the season. In 8 1/3 innings, he struck out 10. Walked just 4, allowed 6 hits, 8 1/3 innings, as I mentioned. A 3.24 ERA. He's allowed 3 runs, all earned. His last appearance, as I mentioned, against Normal back on Saturday. Pitched 2 innings, giving up 2 runs, neither of them earned, as they were both the runners that start at second base in the extra innings. So he'll start with a runner on first base here and 1 man out, as he will deal to Blair Beck, Ransom Lalonde, and potentially Ishmael Edwards. Or perhaps if Garrett's feeling lucky, he can just roll a double play ball on 1 pitch to get the 2 outs and end the 7th. Otters down by 2 runs here in the bottom half of the frame. So in steps Beck. He's 1 for 3, singled back in the 2nd inning before flying out to right and striking out swinging with the bases loaded in the 5th against Tyler Beardsley. Right on right matchup. Harris set, throw back over to first. Sees Day back in standing. Beck, the right fielder today after taking the designated hitting duties yesterday, moves out into the field for today's ball game. First pitch, runner goes down and in. Throw from Rizzatello to the bag is in time, as Rizzatello fires a strike to second right on the second base bag. Good play by Barrios to field the throw and apply the tag swiftly. And just like that, there's now 2 away and a 1-0 count on Blair Beck. So Rizzatello has thrown out now 3 runners this season. Otters catching has been superb this season at controlling the running game. The 1-0 pitch misses high and tight for ball 2. And that's just half the battle for the catchers, as the other part, making sure their pitchers are quick enough to the plate. That was a problem for Randy Wynn earlier in this game before he settled in. Now the 2-0 pitch, fastball finds the outside black, 2-1. Randy was taking too long to come to the plate, as he's not really used to working with runners on base, but eventually he found a rhythm, was working with a slide step. Now Harris with nobody on base, high leg kick, the 2-1. And Beck is way out in front of a slider as he swings and misses. Count now level, 2-2, 2 outs. Bottom half of the 7th inning, Otters trail by 2. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Beck chases a slider way out of the strike zone. He's down on strikes for the 2nd time today, and that ends the inning for Windy City. 2 innings left to play. We go to the top half of the 8th. It's the Windy City Thunderbolts 5 and the Evansville Otters 3. You've been listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Kruckemeyer and Kahn Otters Digital Network.
This Evansville Otters broadcast is made possible through support from New Image Travel. New Image Travel provides motor coach charter service to the United States and Canada with pickup within a 150-mile radius of Evansville. A full list of New Image Travel's offerings can be found online at newimagecharter.com. New Image Travel can be reached toll-free at 1-800-432-6213. New Image Travel, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The local area Pepsi Bottling Group distributors would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Featuring Pepsi Company products for distribution to retailers and vendors in the tri-state, the Pepsi Bottling Group has 3 tri-state locations at 901 East Diamond Avenue in Evansville, 2605 West Main Street in Marion, Illinois, and at 3081 Kentronics Drive in Owensboro. More information on Pepsi products can be found online at PepsiCo.com. Pepsi, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Since 1994, Slays Restoration has been assisting tri-state residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slays Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mitigation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slays Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
New arm on for the Windy City Thunderbolts, as it'll be Jake Welch coming on to make his second appearance of the season. Or rather, scratch that, not Jake Welch, but Joel Toribio, as it's actually Toribio entering the game. Welch, of course, a starter, so not coming into this game. The 32 and the 30 uniforms for Windy City look just a little bit similar, so it's Toribio coming on. Toribio, 6'6", recently played for Traverse City. This will be his 5th appearance out of the bullpen. He's been stellar. He's in 4 games. He's tossed 4 innings, 6 strikeouts, 3 walks, and 3 hits for the tall right-handed tosser. Will work from the stretch immediately with nobody on base. Windy City looking for the final 6 outs in this one as they lead by 2 in the top half of the 8th. The first pitch to Jeff Gardner is outside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Gardner hitting from the left side against Toribio. Jeff's 1 for 2 today. Hit a 2-run home run back in the 3rd. He's also been plunked and struck out swinging in the 1st. Now the 1-0 pitch pushes him off the plate on the inside half, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0 pitch. Sinking fastball ends up just a little bit too low on the outside 3rd. And it's 3 balls and no strikes now on Gardner. A good start for the Otters here in the frame as they try to mount a comeback. They've only had 1 comeback win this season. Their biggest comeback was against Normal back on Saturday. That ended up in a losing effort. The 3-0. Fastball pops the mitt just a little bit high, as Gardner actually thought that was a strike. He was hanging around the box for a little bit. He eventually tosses his bat and jogs on down to first with the free pass on 4 wide ones. And the Otters have the tying run now coming to the plate in the form of Travis Harrison. And now Andy McCauley looks like he might be, thought for a moment he was motioning for a pinch runner, but instead Gardner stays in the game. And up steps Travis Harrison, flew out to the warning track and left his last time up. Any other ballpark, the ball's probably gone, but not here in the spacious confines of Standard Bank Stadium. Now a slide step home as the slider peeks onto the inside corner for strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. Toribio set. Takes a peek over at first. Slide steps home the 0-1. Fastball zips outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch. Harrison fouls it off on the right-hand side as he went after a slider around his ankles. unable to keep it fair, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Harrison now down in the count. He's over 3 today. Grounded out to second in the first, struck out swinging in the third before flying out to deep left field his last time up. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball way up and away as Harrison leaves it there. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes on the Otters' third baseman today. Now just past 1 o'clock. We started at 10:35 this morning, playing into the afternoon. Solid crowd on hand. A bunch of kids bust in from school to take in this affair. Now the 2-2 pitch. Harrison takes a called strike 3 on the inside corner at the knees, and he knew it again. So he's down on strikes for the first out here in the top of the 8th. I'll bring up Brandon Doolin, a man capable of tying this game. With 1 swing of the bat, he homered in yesterday's game deep to right. Otters wouldn't mind 1 more of those here, with Gardner at first and 1 away, top of the 8th. Evansville down by 2. First pitch. Fastball sails outside for ball 1 on the left-handed hitting Doolin, 1-0. Middle infield at double play depth. Center fielder Edwards shaded ever so slightly towards the gap in right center. So the third baseman Crane plays off the line. 1-0 pitch. On the outside edge is Doolin thought that one was a few inches off of the black. The count evens up on Brandon, 1 ball and 1 strike. Trebbio's 1-1. Fastball that he lets run away on the arm side for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Doolin jumps back ahead in the count. On deck, Caleb Eldridge, who's 0 for 3. Two-one pitch. Big swing and a miss from Doolin. As he was trying to tie up this game, he had a pitch to do it on too. He just can't connect on the fastball. The count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two-two pitch, runner goes, pitch outside, throw down to second will be not in time. The throw skips in and it's not handled cleanly by Lalonde. Gardner in with a headfirst dive into second, swipes the bag. His first stolen base of the season. So now with a runner at second, Doolin has a full count on him with Caleb Eldridge on deck. Trebbio's payoff delivery. Down low for ball 4. He's walked his second batter this frame. So that pitch was around the ankles of Doolin. As instead of breaking out the 7-iron and trying to golf it, he leaves it there for ball 4. He works the walk, and out from the dugout comes Ron Biga. See if he'll make a pitching change here. There is a righty warming up down in the pen for Windy City. No motion yet, as it looks like this will just be a meeting on the mound. Runners at first and second for Evansville now. The go-ahead run at the plate, the tying run on first base in the form of Doolin after the walk. Meeting on the mound is adjourned as everybody heads back to their respective positions with 1 out and Caleb Eldridge stepping in. Eldridge hitting from the left side is 0 for 3 today. Toribio with a look back to second. Gardner with a good-sized lead. First pitch. Breaking ball snaps onto the outside corner. So it looks like the catcher, Balkwell, and the pitcher, Toribio, were mixed up on that one. Balkwell was looking fastball, but Toribio snapped off a breaking ball. Luckily for them, Balkwell was able to adjust and still catch the pitch and frame it well enough to get a strike called. It's 0-1 on Eldridge. Toribio from the high set, the 0-1. This is up and away with a changeup for ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gardner at second, Doolin at first, 1 man down, top half of the 8th. With the Otters trailing the Thunderbolts by 2, scores 5-3. Toribio's 1-1. Fastball sinks down and away off the plate. Eldridge spits on it, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. On deck, Mike Rizzatello. But for now, it's Eldridge and Toribio, Toribio and Eldridge. From the high set. Slide step home, the 2-1. Big swing and a miss. Caleb just a little bit behind the 92-mile-an-hour cheese from Toribio. And the count levels up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Break-even pitch. Fastball sent straight back to the screen as Eldridge had a healthy cut at it. Unable to square it up though, and the count stays 2-2. Two-two pitch one more time. Swung on and missed. The high fastball gets by Eldridge at 93 miles an hour on the radar gun. It's a second strikeout of the inning for Toribio. And there's now 2 away with Rizzatello stepping to the plate. So Rizzatello strides to the plate with the tying run still at first base for Evansville. In the form of Brandon Doolin. Gardner at second, 2 outs. First pitch. Rizzatello hits it on 1 hop to the shortstop Lalonde, who fields and tosses underhand to the second baseman Zier, covering the bag to end the Otters' threat here in the 8th. Otters strand, 2 men aboard will go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. To the Windy City Thunderbolts 5 and the Evansville Otters 3. You've been listening to Evansville Otters Baseball here on the Krugmeyer and Kahn Otters Digital Network.
Otters would like to thank Sinorama Evansville for their support this season. Sinorama Evansville is a multi-application supplier of custom-made signs, banners, and decals in the tri-state. Located at 1300 North Royal Avenue in Evansville, Sinorama is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They can be reached by phone at 812-477-7763 and can be found online at sinorama.com/in-Evansville. Sinorama Evansville, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters Baseball.
SRG Global, a Guardian company, would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Founded in 1932, SRG Global is one of the world's largest manufacturers of chrome-plated plastic parts for the automotive, commercial truck, and household appliance industry. Located locally at 601 North Congress Avenue in Evansville, SRG Global can be found online at srgglobal.com. They can also be reached in Evansville by phone at 812-477-6151.
The Tin Fish Restaurant, located at 300 West Jennings Street in Newburgh, Indiana, is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. Independently owned and operated, the Tin Fish menu features salads and sandwiches, as well as seafood platters and combos, and seafood burritos, tacos, and burgers. The Tin Fish Restaurant is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. It can be reached by phone at 812-490-7000. The Tin Fish Restaurant.
Garrett Harris will stay on and pitch the bottom half of the 8th inning. He'll try to keep it just a 2-run deficit before we go to the top half of the 9th inning. It's 5-3. Windy City leads this one. So the first pitch of the bottom half of the 8th inning to Ransom Lalonde. It's a called strike on the inside corner from Harris. Otters with one of their best scoring opportunities in a couple of innings. So the 0-1 pitch is just off the inside corner for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Lalonde 0 for 2, walked home a run back in the 5th. That was against Tyler Beardsley. That was the last run scored in the game. 1-1. Fastball misses inside again from Harris, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Two-one pitch. Slider just a bit upstairs and perhaps off the inside edge as Harris was wondering where that one was. The count remains, or goes to 3 balls and 1 strike rather. Lalonde, Edwards, and Zier here in the inning. 3-1 pitch. Popped up in foul territory on the first base side. Rizzatello giving chase in front of the Otters dugout. He runs out of room as that one lands over top the dugout in the stands for strike 2 on Lalonde. Right on right matchup. Harris trying to get the first out here in the bottom of the 8th. He comes set. The payoff pitch. Laced down the left field line. Hooking foul as it goes into the Windy City bullpen. Lalonde got a good bit of wood on it, but can't keep it fair. And the count will just stay 3-2. Payoff pitch. Rolled on the ground to the shortstop Thomas. A few steps to his left. He fields and throws just in time to get Lalonde, who was hustling down the line. And it's a 6-3 putout to begin the bottom half of the 8th. And that'll bring up Ishmael Edwards. 1 for 3 on the day. Singled to lead off the 3rd. Came around to score in that frame. First run of the game for Windy City. It's also flown out to right and struck out swinging. So he looks at a first pitch that misses down and away for ball 1, 1-0. One-0 pitch. Just a hair or two downstairs again from Harris. It's now 2 balls and no strikes on Edwards. Representing the last hitter in the lineup for Windy City is on deck is Tim Zier, the leadoff hitter. Harris from the set position, the 2-0. That one just at the knees over the heart of the plate as it's a 2-1 count now on Edwards. 5-3. Evansville trails in this one. They'll need 2 runs to tie or 3 to take the lead when we go to the top of the 9th at this moment. 2-1. Rolled on the ground to short again. A few steps to his left goes Thomas, who fields quickly and throws a strike to first to get the speedy Edwards. And there's now 2 away after 2 ground ball outs to Thomas at short. And the lineup turns over for Tim Zier. Zier 1 for 4 at the top of the Thunderbolts order today. Singled in the 4th, struck out his last time up. Looks at a first pitch fastball down and away for ball 1, 1-0. Grounded out to 3rd in the 1st, popped out in foul ground in the 3rd. Before that, single in the 4th and subsequent strikeout in the 6th. 1-0 pitch. Popped foul on the right-hand side, out of play. Count levels up at 1 ball and 1 strike. When we go to the top half of the 9th inning, the Otters will have Barrios, Long, and Wells, although I would not be surprised if there's a pinch hitter for Pedro as the 1-1 pitch misses upstairs from Harris. Pedro still searching for his first hit of the season with Manny Cruz on the bench and other hitting options as well, as Hunter Cullen looks like he's getting loose in the dugout to possibly pinch hit. 2-1. Rope to the shortstop Thomas and by him and on into left center field for a base hit. Hustling around first is Zier. But will throw on the brakes as Wells gets it back in quickly from left center. It's a 2-out base knock for Zier, his second hit of the game. And that'll give David Oppenheim a chance to possibly drive home a run here in the 8th inning should he get a ball into the gap. Oppenheim hitting from the left side, square stance, wiggles the bat a little. As a fastball skips in for ball 1, 1-0. Zier with a relatively tame lead over at the bag, now gains another half step. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball turns Oppenheim away as it's inside on him, and he's in a hitter's count now, 2-0. Can look for something to drive into one of the gaps. Bring home an important insurance run for Windy City. As Zier represents that at first. They lead by 2. But a 3-run lead would make them much more comfortable. 2-0 pitch. Fastball over the outside half at the knees. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Two-one pitch, runner goes. Pitch is a called strike. Throw from Rizzatello will be not in time, as nearly a nifty play by Thomas. So that throw was bringing him towards the first base bag. He caught it and swipe tagged the runner on the way by on his leg. Second base umpire Eric Turngren had to take a second to think, did Thomas get him on the leg before Zier's hand was on the bag? But he says, nope, Zier was there in time. So a stolen base, but a called strike 2 on Oppenheim as a base hit would now give Windy City a 3-run lead. 2-2 pitch. Slashed at and fouled on the left-hand side, way out of play. The count remains 2-2. Harris gets his sign, comes to the high set. Peak at second, the 2-2 again. And that one is a slider that gets Oppenheim on the back foot. Second time he's been hit in this ball game. As Zier had tried to take third on what he thought was a wild pitch, but he'll have to go back to second. And on 2 strikes, Oppenheim gets hit for the second time. Runners will now be at first and second for Tyler Straub, who's 2 for 4 and can put this game out of reach with something into the gap here in the bottom half of the 8th inning, with Windy City leading 5-3. First pitch to the right-handed hitting Straub is a called strike on the outside corner, as he thought about swinging at it, but held up his swing. So look for something better to hit now, 0-1. Zier at second, Oppenheim at first after a single and a hit batsman, both with 2 outs. The 0-1. Straight back to the screen as a healthy cut from Straub sees him not being able to square up the baseball. As he fouls it straight back, now down in the count 0-2. Harris 1 strike away from ending this 8th and giving the Otters a chance in the 9th. 2 to tie or 3 to take the lead at this moment. Harris set at the shoulders. Roxon delivers the 0-2. flown in the air down the right field line, but drifting towards foul territory as it lands in the Otters bullpen. Could have been trouble, but alas, it's a foul ball. And it's still 0-2 on Straub. On deck, Riley Crane. Still without a hit today. Has reached base, however, on a drop third strike and an E3. Scored on both of those occasions. Runners get their leads as Harris toes the rubber, nods yes to the sign from Rizzatello. He's ready. He fires the 0-2. Way outside. Rizzatello had to go to a sliding stop to catch that one on the backhand. So the slider gets away from Harris for ball 1. Harris uncorks the 1-2. Straight back to the screen again as Straub stays alive. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch again. Swung on and missed, but foul tipped off the mitt of Rizzatello as he can't hang on to it. Looked like the end of the inning, but the frame will continue as the foul tip goes off the glove of Rizzatello. Straub stays alive. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 men aboard and 2 men out. Bottom of the 8th inning, Evansville down by 2, trying to keep it at just that before we go to the 9th. 1-2 again. Popped up behind home plate, out of play, and Straub stays alive to see another pitch. Good battle here between Straub and Harris, who just can't find the ender. Garrett really a 2-pitch pitcher, fastball, slider. Does have a changeup, but uses it rarely. Can't imagine he'd break it out against a good right-handed hitter like Straub. 1-2 again. It is the changeup as he fooled me. It's a pop-up to the right side. Barrios back into shallow right field. He puts it away with one hand as he blocks the sun from his eyes. And we'll go to the top half of the 9th inning. Otters need 2 to tie or 3 to take the lead. You've been listening to Evansville Otters Baseball here on the Kruckmeyer and Kahn Otters Digital Network. It's the Otters 3 and the Thunderbolts 5. Stick with us.
Injuries are inevitable. It doesn't matter if you're playing baseball, walking the dog, or falling from a ladder. Injuries happen. When they do, Tri-State Orthopedics offers treatment for sprains, strains, and fractures by medical specialists. Tri-State Orthopedics is located at 225 Cross Lake Drive in Evansville, just north of the Lloyd and I-164. Tri-State Orthopedics can be reached by phone at 812-477-1558. Its urgent care line is 812-474-OUCH. Tri-State Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The Pizza Brick Road always goes to Tyroni's. I'm in the mood for pizza and I'm ready to go. The Pizza Brick Road goes to Tyroni's. So follow me down the Pizza Brick Road. Road down to Tyroni's. The Pizza Brick Road. The Pizza Brick Road always goes to Tyroni's.
Closer on in this one for Windy City, as it's Devin Rafferty, 5'10", 205-pound righty from the Division II powerhouse Nova Southeastern. This is his first year as a professional. This will be his 5th game. He has secured 3 saves on the season and 4 1/3 innings, 6 punch-outs, 2 walks, 3 hits. And Hunter Cullen will pinch hit as I expected. Will be replaced by Manny Cruz should we get to the bottom of the 9th inning as Cullen takes a strike down and away, 0-1. First pitch from Rafferty. Working from the first base side of the rubber, full windup for the DeLand, Florida native. Against the left-handed hitting Cullen, the 0-1. Slow breaking ball down and in for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Cullen pitch hits for Barrios, who was 0 for 3 in the game. 1-1. Ground ball to the hole on the right side. Diving stop by Zier. He's up to his feet. He throws to first in time to get Cullen. What a play from Tim Zier to begin the top half of the 9th inning and rob Hunter Cullen of a base hit to begin the 9th on a sprawling dive in shallow right field going towards the line. He gets up and throws out Cullen. 4-3 on the putout, and there's 1 away here in the 9th. So the lineup turns over now for Ryan Long, trying to get things going here in the 9th as he swings at the first pitch and crushes it foul down the right field side, way out of play. Just a little bit out in front of that one. No balls and 1 strike. Ryan's 1 for 4 today, singled and scored in the 3rd. He's also grounded out twice and flown out to left as the 0-1 pitch is a fastball, or rather changeup on the outside corner for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 pitch. Fouled straight back as Long pokes at the 87-mile-an-hour fastball and is just able to stay alive. 0-2. On deck, Zach Wells, who has 2 hits in today's game. The 0-2. Fastball sails up and away for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2. Long takes just a bit down and away. A close pitch there, but he gets the call. The count runs even 2-2. Otters trail by 2 runs, top half of the 9th. 1 away, 5-3. Windy City leads. The pitch fouled away again by Long as he's refusing to go down without a fight. As he spoils another offering, still 2-2. Rafferty fires the next 2-2 pitch. Popped up in foul territory down the third baseline. Third baseman going out, as is the left fielder and shortstop, but they'll run out of room as that one ends up sailing into foul territory just beyond the reach of all 3. And into the stands for a souvenir for a lucky fan. Ryan spoils another offering from Rafferty, still 2-2. One more time. Popped in the air to shallow left center field. Left fielder Day coming on, as is the center fielder Edwards, who calls him off to make the catch in the gap for the second out here in the 9th. And the Otters are down to their final out here in the 9th inning of Game 2 of this 3-game set. So it'll be up to Zach Wells to keep this ball game going. He's 2 for 4 today. 2 singles, the bookends on a strikeout and a ground out to short. He hopes to extend the game for Toby Thomas. Right on right matchup, first pitch. Curveball dips down and away for ball 1, 1-0. Offering from Rafferty. Fastball is outside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. And just how important is that play by Zier at second base? The diving stop on Cullen to open the inning. denies the Otters the opportunity to hit with the tying run at the plate as the 2-0 pitch is skied in the air to straightaway center field. Edwards is under it, moves in a few steps, and puts it away for the final out of this ball game. Windy City takes it by a final score of 5-3. As the winning pitcher in this game will be Chris DeRue, who works an inning and a third after Patrick Ledette goes 4 2/3 innings. Losing pitcher is Randy Wynn, who gets charged with all 5 runs in this ball game for the Otters. 3 of them are earned. The Otters drop this one by a final score of 5-3. Their 2-game winning streak is snapped. They fall to 6-5 on the season as Windy City improves to 6-4. And going into tonight's ball games, the Otters will be 1 game back of the River City Rascals and the Florence Freedom. 1 full game as opposed to being tied had they won this ball game, but instead it's a loss for the Otters, and they'll try and come back tomorrow morning and take the series as the series now split at 1 game apiece. So we'll recap this real quick for you. The Otters jumped ahead 3-0 in the top of the 3rd inning when Toby Thomas had an RBI single to center to score Ryan Long, who had singled to open up the inning. And a Jeff Gardner 2-run home run plated Thomas. And that's all the offense the Otters would have today, as those 3 runs were immediately answered by 4 in the bottom half of the frame by Windy City, as a couple of miscues for the Otters defense. RBI single for David Oppenheim, and then a 2-run double for Riley Crane brought home a run, or rather for Larry Balkwell brought home a run. As 4 runs came across to score in the frame, another was added in the 5th on a bases-loaded walk, and that's all the offense Windy City would need as they win 5-3 to take Game 2 of the series. We'll go ahead and name our Western Ribeye Player of the Game. Remember, tonight's Player of the Game is brought to you by Western Ribeye. When you're craving excellence, Western Ribeye and Ribs satisfies. Call 812-476-5405 to make reservations. Larry Balkwell will be our Player of the Game. He went 2 for 4 with a single and a double, and a all-important 2 RBI double in the 3rd that gave Windy City the lead, and that was all the offense that they would need as they go on to claim this one by a final of 5-3. Remember, we'll be right back here on the same channel tomorrow morning at 10:35 as the Otters will try to salvage this series and take away a win tomorrow morning at 10:35. Be sure to be with us then. I've been Sam Jelnick, and you've been listening to Evansville Otters Baseball here on the Kruckmeyer and Kahn Otters Digital Network. Thank you for joining us.